What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch along. And today, London derby business, Arsenal against West Ham. First game after Christmas, and a chance to go back to the top of the Premier League, and a must-win game for Arsenal, man. A game that we definitely need to win, and it's going to be a difficult game, that is for sure. Big up to everyone. Hope you had a good Christmas. And let's hope Arsenal don't mash up the new year and end up back at the top of the Premier League. I just see on Prime there that Thierry Henry is in the Emirates tonight, which is always good to see. And apologies for being a few minutes late there. I was having to edit the lineup. I actually tried to guess the Arsenal lineup to save myself some time. I then realised Havertz was suspended. I had to go back and edit it and put Trossard in and change the bench and all of that stuff, people. So we're big up to everyone, though. I hope you're well. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We're in subscriber only mode, of course. The game is on Amazon Prime. We got members galore, people. Everyone, most of you became members over Christmas, of course. A lot of you, a lot of memberships were handed out. So really appreciate it. Good to see the real number 14 at the Emirates. He's with Jermaine Defoe and Alan Shearer, some quality strikers there, I can't lie. Granit Xhaka's in the building as well, which, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. Thierry's there, you know, I get hype. You tell me Xhaka's there, I'm like, okay. I don't know, like you said, Xhaka's there, I was kind of like, you know, it's not really that exciting, is it, Granit Xhaka? It's like finding out you got 3 pairs of socks for Christmas. It ain't really what you wanted, but yeah, it is what it is. If only Xhaka was there playing, some people are saying. We could probably do with him playing now. Trident said, so far I've won 250 against my cousins for Curtis coming late. Well, you know, I'm helping someone out there. I'm hoping someone. VIP section business. Big up yourself, people. Big up yourself. South London said, large up Big C in the unit. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Spent some good time with good people. Ate some good food. And, you know, we're back to business now. We are back to business. I'll be really hammering home the content between now and at least the end of January. Obviously, with the transfer window coming up. It's time to, you know, step up. Big up Fitz, who said 6 points from the next 2 games. Nothing else is acceptable. Totally agree. West Ham at home, Fulham away. If you ain't getting 6 points out of that, you are struggling. It's as simple as that. To be honest, the results haven't been great for Arsenal the last couple of days without us playing. Obviously, Manchester City were losing against Everton, and they ended up throwing that lead away. I didn't want to start tweeting because I just never really had the confidence that Everton would hold on to that lead. But obviously, Liverpool won as well. So, you know, this is a must-win game. Aston Villa, of course, dropped points against Manchester United, who got a good comeback in that game. I do think Villa will slip eventually, I've got to be honest, but, you know, the pressure's on. We've got a real title race on. I said at the end of last season, this season will be harder to win the title than last season, because last year, it was us and Man City 2-horse race. This year, you're looking at Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City. At the moment, Villa are in the mix. It's going to be very difficult. So, yeah, we have to show our quality. I agree. 2 wins out of 2. Nothing else will do. Getter said, what would be your ideal transfers in and out in January? I mean, in would be, in an ideal world, you give me a versatile defender, a centre mid and a striker. I'd probably take a right winger as well. Realistically, what I think Arsenal could afford, I would say get Ivan Toney, get Fofana from Monaco. I think you'd get both of them for 100 million. I think that gives us a chance of winning the league, but I don't think we will get those, unfortunately. Big up Lawrence, man. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, big up Big C. Thank you for my message. No worries, bro. Hope it was all right. It was crazy this year. I felt people were saying, you know, can you send a Christmas message to, you know, their partners or their dads or whoever? So, hey, I appreciate it. Always happy to do that. Big up to everyone. Who I sent them out to. Tony on a permanent would be great, of course. Nico, big up, bro. If it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. You know the drill. You know how Arsenal move. Right, we've got a few things to talk about before we start building up to the game. But obviously, the first thing we're going to talk about is the team lineup. One change to the lineup. enforced because of suspension. Let's just go through the whole team. David Raya continues in goal, of course. Back four, Ben White, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba. Now, the interesting one is Zinchenko, because Zinchenko for me was awful against Liverpool. Not just because of the goal. I just felt you're playing Zinchenko for his quality on the ball, and the defending is kind of, you've got to put up with the defending. But he wasn't even that good on the ball where you're saying, okay, I'll accept that level of defending because you're doing this on the ball. A lot of you saying in the comments there he's better at home, and I agree with you. And I think something that will actually help us tonight is, as you say, we're going to keep more of the ball. Where it's going to be difficult, he's playing against Mohamed Kudus, who is in form and is direct, and a player that we were linked with as well. I think Zinchenko is very fortunate to be playing today. And trust me, he is not going to have an easy game today. Kudus in form, he's scoring goals, and it will be difficult. I Spy merch, yeah, I got that. It doesn't show too well, does it, on here? But yeah, a little bit of Adidas merch for Christmas, can't complain. But yeah, Zinchenko needs to turn up. Gabriel and Saliba at centre-back. Say no more. We don't need to say anything about the brick wall. Declan Rice in front. The Declan Rice derby. Play the occasion. Don't get too caught up in the emotion. Obviously, he's played against West Ham away from home, but this will be an interesting dynamics for him. He should be looking to prove a point, which I'm sure he will. Interesting. Havertz comes out. There was a lot of debate on social media today. Smith Rowe or Trossard. I said straight away, listen, and I think most of you would say he's going to play Trossard. I genuinely think there's a problem with Smith Rowe at Arsenal. I don't have any inside info. I'm not in the know. I'm just, I'm doing the maths here, people. We've waited so long for this guy to get fit, and he's having games where he's not even coming off the bench. I just don't think something's not right with Smith Rowe and Arteta. The dynamics are not right there. Trossard plays. I've got to be honest, the last couple of times Trossard has played in this 8 role, I've been excited, and then he's been underwhelming when he's played. He needs to perform today. Because let me get one thing clear. West Ham have got physical presence in the middle of midfield. So Trossard needs a performance tonight. He really does. I hope Smith Rowe gets a run out. I mean, Bumpy's saying not 100% fit. I hear you, but 10, 15 minutes at the end of games, surely he's fit enough to do that, and he's not even getting that. Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. I've said many times, Gabriel Jesus needs to start performing and scoring more goals. All the work rate and the link-up play is beautiful, but the goals have to start coming if, he's going to be the answer to our solution. And Gabriel Martinelli, I mean, I'm Martinelli FC on this channel, but the guy's performance at Anfield, speedboat with no steering wheel, like, he was giving me a headache, what I was watching in that game. Lift up your head and have a look. Don't always have 7, 8 touches of the ball. Sometimes control, pass, and move. You ever notice Walcott? Walcott was at his best at Arsenal when he got on the end of a ball in behind, because it was instinctive. He didn't have to think. He was good when he was one-on-one and he could just finish. When he had time to think, he was terrible. Something similar is happening with Martinelli. He needs to perform. He needs to perform, because his performances have not been good enough. 10 goals between our front three this season in the Premier League. I need to see a performance. I need to see goals in this front three if we're going to have any chance of winning the title. Gabriel Jesus been in this country long enough now. Are you a goal scorer or a false 9? He plays like a false 9, cool, but we haven't got wingers at the moment. They're going to get you 20, 30 goals. So these guys need to step up, in my opinion, start taking responsibility. I said the other day, you have to wonder why Arsenal were going to spend £80 million on Mudryk. You have to wonder. The question remains, does Arteta love Martinelli as much as we think? Or was he going to use that opportunity to actually maybe turn him into a squad player? Because it was strange at the time that Arsenal were going for a left winger for £80 million. So it would have been interesting if they'd have got Mudryk. What would have happened to Martinelli? I've always said, could you play Martinelli up front? I don't know. I know Kevin Campbell said with his back to goal, maybe he's got not good enough, but he hasn't really had the opportunity. I don't know. It's interesting. These guys need to step up. We need them. We've defended well. Our attack is not as good at the moment. So those guys need to step up. The Arsenal bench is Ramsdale, Cedric, Kivior, Nelson, Jorginho, El Neni. Waneri gets on the bench today. Eddie Nketiah and Emil Smith-Rowe. The bench, again, there's a lot of experience there, but there's not enough quality. Somebody just said there about the Man City bench. And we know Man City are a bit of a separate entity because of the amount of money that they spend and they've got. We're looking at the City bench. They had Vardiol on the bench, Kovacic, Calvin Phillips. Their bench isn't even at its best, but they've got no Haaland, no Doku, no De Bruyne, no Ruben Diaz. 4 of their best players not available at the moment. But we've got players missing. As I've said before, and I've said it again, and I'm not hiding from this, if we don't spend adequately in January, I don't think we've got enough to win the league. I think it's that up in the air. I think last season was similar, and I think this season is very much the same. If Arsenal go big in January, we've got a very big chance of winning it. If we don't, I think we will struggle because AFCON, Asia Cup, fatigue towards the latter stages, things can change very quick. Let me read out your super chats. Cooper said, big up Curtis and the C-Unit community. Bless up. Big up, bro. Alvin said, Big C, how was your Christmas? I've now got a PS5. You can't go wrong with a PS5. I had a great Christmas, bro. Can't complain. Salt and Pepe, what a name, said, big up Big C, long time listener. First time in the comments. Has Brentford's current form added 20 million to Tony's price tag or made him untouchable? First of all, big up for making your comment. I appreciate it. Yeah, every time I watch Brentford and they don't score and they get beat, I think that makes it even more difficult to get Ivan Toney. I've said it before and I've said it again, and I don't want to dampen anyone's mood. I don't think we're going to sign Ivan Toney in January. I don't think Arsenal... Number one, I don't know if they've got the money to sign him. And number two, I don't know if he is a top target or not. I just get the impression Arsenal won't spend 70, 80 million pound on a guy that's nearly 28. I don't think that's their way of doing it. But we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. Ziggy said, please don't hate me, but I think Mudrik's potential is better than Martinelli. I see what Arteta was on. It's difficult. Like, Mudryk hasn't done that much at Chelsea, but you see little glimpses in his game. He started to score the odd goal, and he's extremely quick. I don't know. There was a comment wanted from, I think Harry Redknapp said Frank Lampard told him Mudryk didn't understand the game very well, which you think you've paid £88 million for him, and you're saying he doesn't understand the game well. Like, that's a bit worrying. But as I said, sometimes actions speak louder than words. The fact Arsenal tried to buy Mudryk for £80 million as a left winger tells you something was maybe wrong with what was going on with Martinelli. Why was he going to spend 80 million on a left winger if you've got Martinelli there? Trossard, I understand, because he's a backup player who costs 20 odd million quid. But 80 odd million on him would have been interesting. I just realised a lot of you saying in the comments that Brighton have scored, and I'm going to turn it on. I didn't actually realise that Brighton Tottenham kicked off before Arsenal. I thought they was off at the same time. Great news. Tottenham are losing. Who scored? Good run. Oh, great footwork. Ball out wide. Poor defending. Oh, what a finish that is, by the way. Roof of the net. Great goal. The chicken is all over the place, people. The Nando's came extra hot today. What a finish that is. Roof of the net. Is that Hinselwood? That's a great finish. Woof. Keeper will be disappointed with that, but the power's done him. João Pedro with the assist. He's in the Brazil squad at the moment. What a goal. Tottenham losing. Top Spur? What's that? You ever heard of them? No? Joe Bennett said, big up Curtis. It's his birthday today. Hopefully 3 points. Happy birthday to you, bro. Hopefully we go collecting and handle business. Cole said, could we possibly sell Martinelli as a striker? I don't think the club would want to sell him. I would like to see him play up front sometimes. That's what I would like. I think maybe you got to do something different with him. Lee said, big up Big C. C-Unit business. Come on, you Gunners. Bless. Big up to you, bro. Big up to everyone locked in. 2,400 of you already. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're in subscriber only mode. We went past 30 million views on the channel yesterday, which, when you set up a channel, it's mind-blowing to see those kind of numbers, man. You know, streaming to 50 people back in the day, to think 30 million people have watched the channel at some point is amazing. So big up the community. Yeah, I would say stick by Martinelli. There's a player there. He's 21. He's a Brazilian international. He can still become a superstar. I'm more looking at the manager and saying, you need to develop him. I've said, first of all, it doesn't help being a winger and having no fullback on the overlap. You look at most of the best wingers that we've seen, they've got a fullback, you know, who runs past them. Think about Messi when Dani Alves was on the overlap. Think about Ronaldo at Real Madrid with Marcelo on the overlap. The fullback creates space for the winger. He's got an inverted Zinchenko who's going into midfield. He's having to go 2v1 all the time. It's no coincidence Saka's best form was when Tomiyasu was consistently on the overlap. I think you've got to help him out a little bit. The manager, everybody always said, Arteta's unbelievable at coaching wingers. Look what he did with Sterling and Sané. I want to see that same sort of development with Martinelli. He's 21. He's got all the talent. You've just got to, you know, you've got to line him up in the right way to become that player. Marcelo and CR7 was game over. It was ridiculous. You know, actually, Marcelo was that good on the ball anyway. Both of them were a major problem. You've seen it at Man City with Mahrez, Kyle Walker on the overlap. You're all over the place once that happens, you know. Belair said, love you, Big C. Best channel on the platform, True Family. Big up yourself, bro. Appreciate that. Ant said, Merry Christmas, Curtis in the chat. Not managed to catch you over the holidays. It's the first time. Daughter knows what Christmas is about. It's being awesome. But I'm here. Let's go. Big up. Hey, Christmas all about family, man. No worries. And Sky Touche said, this is madness. Nelly has more goals than Leo and Rafinha. 15 goals last season. Mudryk, 80 million, 3 goals. Calm now. Listen, I saw a lot of people saying that when Mudryk scored the other day. I don't think Mudryk is better than Nelly. He isn't. Nelly got 15 goals in the Prem at the age of 20, nearly 21. He's in the Brazil squad. He scored in the last international break. But he's definitely got to step up. Carla said, Big C, think we might do a similar loan with obligation for a medium-sized player, 30 to 50 million in the summer, similar to Real. Yeah, financial fair play is going to be a problem. And Young Gunner said, is Kudus quietly having a better season than Saka? No, I don't think so. But listen, let me tell you, if he's on it today, Zinni's going to have problems. Kudus knows Arsenal will link with him. He'll be frustrated. Let's be honest. Kudus would have rather signed for Arsenal than West Ham. He's going to want to prove a point today, isn't he? Listen, a couple of things to talk about before we get into the build-up. The game kicks off at 8:15. I've got the Brighton Tottenham game on at the moment, so we'll have a little look at that. Martinelli plus Tierney would have cooked. I agree with that, Tom. Really do. Until the game starts, we'll have a look at a few stories. Apologies, I haven't been on the last few days. Been visiting family, but I'm really gonna start hammering home the content now. Transfer window starts in just a few days' time, people, and it's gonna be very interesting. Right, let's get into it. A few things to talk about. Obviously, some transfer news going around. A couple of stories. This one was a bit of a surprise. It came out in the English press and was followed up with the German press today. But Arsenal apparently are very interested in Matthias de Ligt from Bayern Munich. The 24-year-old apparently has not completely settled in Germany and would like a move to the Premier League. Now, a couple of years ago, he was being considered one of the best young centre-backs in world football. He decided to go to Italy. Didn't really seem to work out at Juventus. He ends up at Bayern Munich. I'm not sure about this one for a couple of reasons. Number one, he hasn't been at Bayern Munich that long, so why would Bayern Munich want to get rid of him so soon? It's an interesting one. I don't know if he's been injured this season, but he's only played 8 times this season. He played 31 league games last year. So he was one of their main players. At the moment, it looks as if they've been playing Kim Min-jae and Upamecano ahead of him. So he has slipped down the pecking order slightly, and obviously the Euros are in the summer, and, you know, the likes of Nathan Ake and Van Dijk and people like that maybe are ahead of him in the Dutch squad. So it's an interesting one. How good is he? You know, you got to look at the reason. Why has he gone to Italy and sort of struggled, and then gone to Germany and struggled? There has to be something about his game that's not quite as good. Also, I mean, listen, as a squad player, I think it's a good sign. If Arsenal signed De Ligt, I'd have no problem with that. If you've got Gabriel, Saliba and De Ligt, you've got 3 players there, 25 or younger, all with excellent quality. So I actually have no problem with us doing the deal. First of all, I'm looking at it going, well, if he's on the bench at Bayern Munich, you know, why would he come to Arsenal? Is he going to play ahead of Gabriel and Saliba? Even if somebody said to me, well, De Ligt's better than one of them, he's definitely not better than Saliba. Maybe you could have an argument with Gabriel. Personally, I wouldn't play him ahead of Gabriel. I think Gabriel's been outstanding this season. And the partnership them two have got is incredible. Listen, if we got him, no problem. I actually want Arsenal to sign another centre-back because the cover is too much of a drop-off. Kivior is not good enough. But he wouldn't get in the Arsenal team for me. He's not better than Gabriel. I haven't seen it from De Ligt. I watched him at Juve, he looks slow. And I've watched him at Bayern Munich, he looks slow. I think my only concern with him would be, does he have the pace to play in the Premier League? I'm not sure. Looks a good player. Yeah, you could go to a back 3 possibly. If we sign him, I think it would be a good signing because you need competition, you need quality throughout the squad. I'm just not sure that De Ligt would come to Arsenal. But listen, I'm in favour of this. I'm going to say I'm in favour. If we could get him, that's real squad depth. You look at Manchester City, people. You know, Diaz and Stones is there first. You've got Akanji, you've got Nathan Ake, you've got Vardy. You need squad depth. So if Arsenal were to get him, cool. The story does say very unlikely that the move will be in January, which is frustrating. Again, we seem to be getting linked with a lot of players. I think, like the comments were just saying there, oh, Brighton have hit the post. They're appealing for a penalty. This could be a Brighton penalty. I think we're going to get a VAR check. You can just tell by the reaction this could be a penalty. All of the Brighton players are going crazy. Yeah, Diamande for me. I'm with you, Elliot. I think because of his power, because of his pace, he's a bit younger. De Ligt for me has been underwhelming what I've seen of him, but I would take him, and I don't think he will leave in January. I think it's a potential summer move. But it is worrying at 24, you know, 2 big clubs selling him that quickly. But we'll see with that one. We'll come back to that. I don't expect it to happen in January. Vivek, thank you for the super chat. He said, Mudryk lacks basic IQ. Does the difficult part of creating space, dribbles past 2 players, and then shoots in the stands. He doesn't know what to do in situations. He has the potential with a good coach, but let's see. Sorry to interrupt you. I agree with you, by the way. They're doing a VAR check. So Brighton at the post. Rebound comes out. That's got to be a penalty. That's a pen every single day of the week. If that's not given, it's a shambles. I think it's Kulusevski's pulling the back of his shirt. It's a blatant penalty. VAR checks being done right now, people. If you're watching this on playback, I apologise, but we have to react live to this situation. Kulusevski's grabbed the back of his shirt. He pulls his shirt back. I believe they've told him to go and look at the screen. 9 times out of 10, when the ref goes to the screen, the decision is given. So this should be a penalty. Blatant pull, and it's Danny Welbeck as well. Go on, Welbs, lad. It's a blatant penalty. You don't even need to look at that more than once. If he doesn't give that, it's a disgrace. That guy, Welbs. Big up Welbs. He's looked it 3 times. I don't know what he needs to see. It's a blatant penalty every single day of the week. If he scores this, by the way, João Pedro, he got the assist for the first goal. This could be his goal. Why is the ref still looking at it, bro? And why are you showing him a camera angle from so far away? Zoom in, bro. What are you looking at? Give the penalty and get on with it. Penalty given. Get in there. Yes. I've always liked Brighton. I'm telling you, that Pebble Beach. Danny Welbeck wins the penalty. That guy Welbs. Hey, real Arsenal twist here. Danny Welbeck, former Arsenal player, wins the penalty. Kulusevski, who is a boyhood Arsenal fan, gives the penalty away. Once a gooner, always a gooner. I'm gonna have to watch this penalty as well just before we continue with the stream. I need to see this. Yellow card for Kulusevski gives away the penalty. Let me not celebrate too quick. Do you know what, right? I always saw this guy, João Pedro, at Watford, but he's even better than I thought he was. João Pedro for Brighton to make it 2-0. Come on, you Seagulls. Come on. Here we go. João Pedro usually does that slow run-up. Oh, he's doing the Pogba run-up. Here he goes. 2-0 to Brighton! Get in there. Bird gang, Dipset, Harlem. João Pedro, man's doing the Rashford celebration. Yo! I love that. Kulusevski, the man in the mask. Do I tweet or do I just stay quiet? I don't know. Top Spur, what's that? You ever heard of them? No? The mighty Brighton. Hey, you know João Pedro? He looks like... I feel like he's going to get a big move in a market where there aren't many good strikers. This guy's in the Brazil squad. I don't even know how old he is. They paid like 30 million for him. I think clubs are going to... And you know, man, Brighton don't mess about. They'll buy him for 30 million, sell him for like 70, 80 million. He's 22 years of age. He's got 5 goals already in the Prem this season. Everyone thought Ferguson was the striker, man. It could be this guy. 5 goals, 2 assists. He's got 6 goals in 6 Europa League games. This guy, honestly, he's going to get a big move. Smart business, that. Listen, let me concentrate on Arsenal. But yeah, always good to see the Nando's FC getting cooked by Brighton. Love it. Anyway, let's focus back on Arsenal. I'm not going to tweet too much. In fact, am I going to tweet? I'm not going to tweet. I'm not, because I did it the other day, actually, and it didn't work. But anyway, we'll banter later on. Ben Foster said he was one for the future at Watford. You can tell. I didn't know he was 22 either. He's got massive potential. I'm not going to tweet. You're right. We've got a difficult game, and I have to admit, you know, I'm a little bit nervous about West Ham. I am a bit nervous about West Ham because that front three, Kudus, Paqueta, and Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen, I think, is a very good player, by the way. And he's playing up front. It's a different role for him. Kudus up against Zinchenko. We're going to have to be on it today. A couple more stories before we really touch base on the game. We've got 20 minutes until kickoff. We've spoken about De Ligt being linked with Arsenal. And the next one is Thomas Partey is back in training, although he's not training with the group at the moment. This picture was tweeted of him in, obviously, the new training kit, and everyone was going crazy. Oh, my God, Partey's back in training. Yeah, he's kicking a ball. He's on the grass. He's not training with the group. He's not part of the group sessions yet. And I wouldn't get too excited either, people, to be honest, because AFCON starts on the 13th of January. Apparently, most players are reporting on the 6th of January to give them 1 week to get, you know, ready for it. It's already the 28th of December today. So if they're reporting on the 6th, I mean, the 6th of January is next Saturday. Is he going to be fit by next Saturday? He's not even training with the group yet. So I wouldn't get too excited. I've seen people going crazy with this picture. People saying, oh, like, listen, I don't expect him to play for Arsenal until after AFCON. He hasn't trained with a group. He's not going to be available for Fulham this weekend. If you're lucky, you get him back on the training pitch at the start of next week. Maybe you get him on the bench for Liverpool next weekend in the FA Cup. But if not, you ain't seeing him until after AFCON. So it's good to see him back. And listen, we all know how good he can be, but until he's fit, available and playing, I can't even get excited about him being on the training ground. It means very little at this point, but we'll see. We'll see. Always fit for AFCON. Well, you know, hopefully he gets his fitness back there and comes back and plays for Arsenal. Hopefully he can be, it'll be like a new signing, as Arsene Wenger said, you know, if we can do it, if we can afford it, we will do it. Declan needs to clamp JWP. You're right. Ward-Prowse, you know, very dangerous from set pieces, that's for sure. Xhaka is back. Listen, I'm not celebrating Granit Xhaka. I've just seen Thierry Henry in the stadium. I'll celebrate Thierry being back, not Granit Xhaka. I'm sure Xhaka will get a good reception. Larte said, "I'm sorry. He should not be going to AFCON." The thing is, I'm not even sure if clubs can pull you out. I think it's the player's choice really to represent his country. So, and he's always going to want to play. Would you replace Partey with Onana from Everton? Onana. I think you need to add Onana to him until he goes. The only thing with Onana, what I've always said, is he's not great on the ball. He's not great on the ball. I've seen him for Everton. He runs around a lot. He's a powerhouse. But when you try and play out from the back, it feels like he's a midfielder that would get caught on the ball playing in our system. If you got him, I would just want him to be high energy, win the ball back, tackle. I don't think you want him in possession starting off attack. So, nah, he wouldn't replace Partey for me. I would use him in a different way to that. Big up Jay Dizzle, who's been a member for 16 months. Hit the like, show love to our host of the most. If it's not for him, just for the Seagulls. 2-0 up to the Chickens. Big up yourself. Salman said Partey makes 200k to play for Ghana. It's a sweet deal. Exactly. One more transfer story before we get into the game. And it's always about strikers, of course. SR Collins, who has got a pretty good insight into Arsenal, writes for The Standard, said, Arsenal have been scouting strikers. They also want a winger. Such additions may have to wait until the summer transfer window. Victor Osimhen has been scouted, but he's not expected to leave until the summer. Pedro Neto is a long-term target. Now, listen, their names, they get banded around. They're exciting to hear, but, you know, it doesn't mean very little unless something's going to happen. What I found very interesting, I read an article in The Athletic regarding this January transfer window, and they were talking about Arsenal and potential deals that they could do to raise funds and things like that. And one of the parts of the article that was really interesting was it was saying that an owner can bankroll £30 million per year out of the owner's pocket. So basically, they're saying here that Arsenal may have around 40 to 50 million to spend in January, which obviously will probably only get us one player, depending on what position we're looking for. However, the Kroenkes could put £30 million out of their own pocket in to push that up to maybe the £80 million mark. Remember, you don't have to pay the whole £80 million at once. You could buy Tony for 70 million and pay 35 million up front. You've still got your money left. So if they were smart, they could spend. But as the article says, the Kroenkes up to this point have never put money out of their own pocket. The money that is used on transfers is money that the club has earned, including the Champions League revenue, plus the new TV rights deals and sponsorships. So this is what I always say. When everybody runs around saying about the Kroenkes and how brilliant they are, they're spending what the club is earning. We have 60,000 every home game. We have the second, I believe it's the second highest season tickets now in the Premier League. We get 40 million from Emirates. We've got a massive deal with Adidas. We've got the Rwanda sponsorship on the arms. We make an absolute fortune throughout this club, and the money that's being spent is mainly, it's all coming from what the club are earning. So this is why I say I'm still not running around saying, oh, well done because you spent 200 million in the summer. The club made 200 million. We got Champions League money. We finished second in the Prem. Like, there's no excuse. And this is where my frustration, Brighton have hit the post. Jeez. Tottenham are all over the place. Sorry. James Milner rolling back the years. He's about 48 years of age. He's hit the post. But yeah, listen, the Kroenkes, they're doing the minimum for me. I still need to see more. January will tell me everything I need to know. Apparently, and listen, people, I've always said on this channel, I'll never wish injury on any player, of course. But Lucas Paqueta has limped out of the West Ham warm-up and has gone down the tunnel. Hasn't been confirmed yet whether he will be pulled out of the starting 11. So Lucas Paqueta has limped out of the warm-up and has gone down the tunnel with the physio to get treatment. Not clear yet whether he will be out. He was on the floor. People say, I've just seen the picture, people saying it was no contact. So you would think that that's a muscular injury problem. As I said, I never wish any injury on anybody, but Paqueta coming out injured, I'll take that all day long, people. I'll take that all day long. Just looking at the bench, who would they probably bring in? Probably maybe Ben Rama would come in, or maybe Danny Ings. But yeah, Paqueta. Lucas Paqueta, I think they call him, innit? But yeah, Paqueta has limped down the tunnel. So let's see whether... I mean, the game starts in 12 minutes. So he hasn't got long to recover. Xhaka is at the game. Listen, I'm more interested that Thierry Henry is at the game. Fornals. Yeah, Fornals is the other one, isn't he? Maybe Fornals will play. Thoughts on Murillo from Forest? I like him, but he's got a mistake in him. He's definitely got a mistake in him. Tottenham just missed a big chance there as well. Listen, whenever Thierry's at the game, I'm always happy, man. You know, the king is in the Emirates. John Layett said a similar thing happened in '98. Pablo Fator refusing to play because he wasn't given the number 10 shirt. Them old school names there, you know. Ben Rama is dangerous. Listen, I'd rather Paqueta came out of the team rather than Ben Rama. Paqueta's a top player. So, Isrock said the contract given to Jokic by Denver is a basketball rule where a team who drafts a player can offer more money than any other team without totally counting against the salary cap. Yeah, I hear you on that. It's interesting. I know the rules of basketball are very different. With trades, a lot of the time, it's not like football where you pay a huge transfer fee. But listen, the Kroenkes are so... 15 billion this guy's worth. Oh, here come Brighton again. Oh, it's a poor cross. They're worth 15 billion. There's no excuse. We're saying you can put £30 million in. Come on. But they won't do it. They won't do it. I'm just trying to see this news on Paqueta. I want to see if he's been pulled out. People are genuinely hyping up Xhaka being back. I'm really not that bothered that Granit's back. I'm always more happy to see Thierry there. But let's see. We have got 10 minutes until kickoff, people. What do you usually drink in your mug? Bro, it's usually just Vimto or water. Occasionally there might be a little drink in there, but most of the time not. Stop disrespecting King Eddie. Listen, let's get into the team lineups. Players are out there. Kick-off in 10 minutes. The Arsenal team, David Raya in goal. Back four, Ben White, Zinchenko, Gabriel Saliba. Big game for our fullbacks. Ben White, for me, has been below the standard of last season. I don't think he's been half as good. Zinchenko, we all know that Zinchenko's been terrible the last few games. I said before, you can't keep blaming somebody for being played in a position that ultimately doesn't suit them. I do think he's better at home because we have more of the ball, and you know, it tends to... He doesn't get asked as many questions as usual, but I do think he'll be better today. I think Arsenal, obviously, once Tomiyasu's back, will have a better option there at left back. The midfield, Declan Rice, Trossard and Odegaard. Trossard comes in for Kai Havertz. Would it have been Trossard? Would it have been Smith Rowe? I always felt it would be Trossard. Doesn't seem to have enough trust at the moment in Emile Smith Rowe. And Trossard needs to perform. I don't think he's played well when he's been in this 8 role. I've been excited to see him play that role. And physically, he's really struggled in there. And one thing West Ham have got is a lot of physical presence in there. Brighton scored to go 3-0 up there, but it's been ruled out for offside. And a great finish, by the way. Danny Welbeck with the assist. But it's been ruled out for offside there. Tottenham are getting battered. 2-0 down and a goal disallowed. Could have been 3-0. Will we get a Declan Rice winner today, people? Will we get a Declan Rice winner? But yeah, Trossard needs to perform. Hasn't done well in the middle of the park. And he needs to perform. It's a role that I think he could play. Odegaard, we need more from him as well. We know he's a quality player. The front three, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. Saka's up against Emerson. Very attacking fullback, likes to get forward, usually quite physical. Martinelli's up against Kufalo. I think is quite slow. He's physical, but I would expect Martinelli to cause him problems. Jesus up against Ogbonna and Mavropanos, former Arsenal player, 6'4", big centre-back. And, you know, he's going to want to prove a point. He played really well against us in the Carabao Cup game at the London Stadium. So, yeah, it's going to be a physical battle. You know, they're playing Alvarez, Souček and Ward-Prowse in midfield. Again, quite physical, quite robust. You know, Souček and Alvarez are physical. And it won't be easy. The West Ham team is Areola in goal, Kufal at right back, Emerson at left back, Ogbonna and Mavropanos at centre back. I mean, Ogbonna is old and slow. He is experienced, though, and he's somebody that you need to target. Their midfield is Alvarez, Souček, and Ward-Prowse. You got to keep Ward-Prowse off the set pieces. He's unbelievable. One of the best in the league at free kicks. And the front three, Kudus, Paqueta, and Jared Bowen. Although we're just waiting to see, people, whether Paqueta will play, as he's limped out of the warm-up with an injury. I'm just checking here if anybody knows or anybody's got the volume turned up louder. I can't imagine he's going to be playing. If it's a muscular injury, I'll be very surprised if he's available. Players are in the tunnel. So let's see if Paqueta is with them. The Arsenal bench: Ramsdale, Cedric, Kivior, Nelson, Jorginho, El Neni, Wanyeri, and Nketiah and Smith Rowe. I've said it before and I've said it again. That bench is not good enough. It's not good enough. Paqueta is playing, people. Paqueta is playing. He is in the tunnel, which I'm shocked. You know, very surprised that what I'd do, I'd lay one on him early in the game now. Somebody go and clip that ankle. But we need to win this. We need to win this. Big game. I'm a little bit nervous. I am a little bit nervous. You know, West Ham are dangerous. They're good on the counter-attack. They beat us in the Carabao Cup. We're going to have to perform properly. Where do we need to target West Ham? In my opinion, as I say with a lot of games, actually, it's the fullbacks. Emerson, to me, is more of a wing-back. I think Saka needs to get at him. Kufal, for me, is a weakness in that back four. He's physical, but he's slow. Ogbonna, I know he's got a lot of experience, but if you move well, I think you can trouble him. Where it will be difficult is the middle and midfield. Alvarez, Souček, and Ward-Prowse, none of them are the most glamorous, but they are physical. I'm telling you, Souček and Alvarez, they won't give, you know, with Trossard and Odegaard, who are not the most physical, you know, they need to help Declan Rice. That midfield battle will be difficult. And then Jared Bowen, Kudus, and Paqueta, you don't want to be hitting on the counter-attack by them. Eric said, cheers from Virginia Curtis. Love the channel. My wife and I watch all the games with you. We love the passion and comedy, entertainment, settings, information and entertainment. 3,000 of you in the chat. Big up Eric with the super chat. Can't forget the Twitch gang as well. 42 of you on there. Big up the whole C unit. Hope you all had a great Christmas. Subscribe if you haven't already. Listen, let's just quickly look at the Premier League table, because this is what it's all about at the end of the day. Tottenham are losing 2-0 against Brighton. It's nearly half-time in that game, which is fantastic. Hopefully Brighton can deal with old Nando's FC over there. But the Premier League table, 2 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool won the other night. They're 2 points above us now. We've got a game in hand. We're 3 goals behind them on goal difference as well. Obviously, Manchester City won last night. We're 3 points clear of them with a game in hand. There's no margin for error this season, people. This is a totally different Premier League. At the moment, I mean, in terms of points, you could argue all the way down to Tottenham are within touching distance. We don't expect Tottenham to stay there. I don't really expect Villa to stay there. I think their squad will be stretched, but at the moment they're there. They're still second top goal scorers in the Premier League. They're still a danger. You know, they beat Man City, they beat Arsenal. They're a serious team. But we need to win. We need to win. We've got Fulham at the weekend away. You've got to win these games at home. West Ham are a decent team. There's no doubt about it. They've got dangerous players. We are 10 points better off than them this season. They have lost 6 games. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous for the game. You know, I think it was just because, you know, we've seen the other teams, you know, Man City were losing. They came back. Liverpool were 1-0 up. Didn't look great. They got the second one. I was like, oh, everyone's won. We've kind of played last. But I am confident, you know, I am confident. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Thierry, the King's in the building. Thierry. Yeah, some people are calling him King Xhaka. Hashtag 14. Sorry, Eddie, but you know it's true. Right, we're 2 minutes from kickoff, people. Teams are on the pitch. Big game. Big game. Like, it's crazy, isn't it? When you're in a title race, I feel like you can't afford to lose any game that you shouldn't lose. It's like you've got to pretty much beat everybody who you should beat. And we're better than West Ham, but it's the Premier League and anything can happen. Kudus going to be up for it. What you've got to do is force Kudus backwards to make him defend because Kufau needs to get exposed. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Arsenal. Prediction is 3-1 to Arsenal. That's what I'm going for. South London said, Xhaka is some of the fans' king. He's certainly not mine. He's not mine, mate. Brian, Brooklyn in the building. Big up C Unit. I expect 4-0 Gunners. Happy New Year to the community. We'd love a 4-0. I think it'll be a harder game than that, but if it was, it would be great. We are about to kick off. Get your score predictions in. The players are taking the knee before the game, which I think they do Christmas, New Year, Easter, so on and so forth. And West Ham to get us underway. Here we go, people. London derby, Arsenal against West Ham at the Emirates Stadium. A chance to go back to the top of the Premier League. Will Declan Rice score today? Will we get the win? Listen, Jared Bowen's having a good season. He hasn't played against a defence as good as Saliba and Gabriel. That is for sure. This is a real test for any striker, you know, let alone a winger playing up front who doesn't usually play there. This is a real big test for Jared Bowen. So I take a 3-1. I hope we don't even concede, to be honest. I'd like to see a clean sheet. Throw into West Ham. Let's see how this goes. Long throw into the area. Comes out to the edge of the box. Ward-Prowse volleys it over. You don't want to let him do that too often. I'm telling you, you do not want to let that guy shoot. Edge of the box there. You got to get tighter than that. That was too much space for me. I didn't like that. Get closer to him than that. He's capable of scoring that. But we're underway. Just over a minute gone, people. Arsenal against West Ham. As I said, Tottenham are losing 2-0. And Brighton have had a goal disallowed. It could have been 3-0. Galiba, as they're calling him. Raphael said 4-2 to Arsenal. Menti says 3-1. Dennis says 2-0. ESR is on the bench. Hopefully he gets some game time, man. Give him a little bit of a run at. And big up Omar who said C Unit. Here's Saka on the right-hand side. What you've got to do to this West Ham team is force them backwards. Make them defend and try and expose them. I mean, listen. Looking at some of their results, they lost 5-0 away from home on the 10th of December to Fulham. Fulham are an awful team. They lost 5-1 to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup on the 20th of December. You know, they, especially away from home, they lost to Brentford as well, 3-2 away from home. They lost 4-1 at Aston Villa away from home. They're a much better team at home. Here's Martin Odegaard. We need him to get cooking again for us, man. We need him performing. Here's Zinchenko on the ball. Obi said, I'm nervous. Yeah, a little bit as well. It's a big game. It's a title race. Declan Rice finds Saka. Arsenal keeping possession well. Odegaard down the line to Saka. Needs to give it back to Odegaard. Little nutmeg there. Oh, well done, Odegaard. Ben White back to Odegaard. Nice little 1-2. Ah, we've overplayed. Win it back, though. It'll be interesting to see the dynamics of Arsenal without Havertz. Not saying that Havertz has, is holding us back or anything, but will we be more free-flowing? What a ball by Martinelli. Here's Saka. Oh, straight at the keeper. Lovely little flick by Odegaard. That's what you need to see. Little drag back and flick there into Saka. Needs to start that a little bit out and try and bend it in the far corner. He doesn't get enough power on it. Areola collects it. Havertz is out through suspension, people. 5 yellow cards. Somebody just said in the comment, Ben White. Is Ben White on 4 yellow cards? Ben White is on 4 yellow cards. So a Ben White yellow would suspend him for the game at Fulham at the weekend. Which, when you look at that bench, yeah, I mean, you're looking at Cedric. You're looking at Cedric, my petrol station mate, playing at right back. So you don't want that to happen, that's for sure. But he's going to probably get that yellow card eventually. So, but rather not now. Here's Bukayo Saka, right-hand side. Good ball into Odegaard. Odegaard underhits the pass a little bit. Gabriel Jesus back heel into Saka. Jesus gets it back. Somebody have a shot. Trying to play 1-2, 6 yards out. Odegaard tries to back heel it. He's got past him. How many little dribbles they're going to do? Somebody pull the trigger. Listen, we've started off the game confidently. I like the start we've made. Here's Declan Rice. Finds Saka. 2v1. Skips past him with ease. Stands up to the back post. Areola flicks it away. That should be... Oh, no, he didn't touch it. He goes out for a throw. Good start by Arsenal. Haven't quite created anything. I thought Areola touched that out. Very confident start. Here's Mohamed Kudus for West Ham. Zinchenko's way out of position there. Finds Paqueta. Interesting that Paqueta's playing left wing. I always thought he was more of a number 10. Nelson can play at right back. I mean, would he trust him to do that? He doesn't even trust him in his natural position. So, yeah, somebody needs to shoot there, man. Edge of the box. Trying to play 1-2s galore. Here's Jared Bowen. Good back. Oh, Odegaard got bodied there, man. He got weights by Jared Bowen. Somebody tackle him. Great tackle. Declan Rice. Odegaard got barged to the floor there. Here he is, though. Confident start by Arsenal. Saka on the right. Up against Emerson. 2 players out there quickly. Here's Odegaard. 30 yards out. Somebody have a shot. Test the goalkeeper. Rice. Is he going to shoot? No, we continue to play. We've made a really nice start to the game. We just haven't really created that chance yet. Odegaard is fancy with it. He looks like he's in the mood to put on a show tonight. You know, Thierry's there, man. You've got to show him what you're about. Here's Zinchenko. Finds Declan Rice. 30 yards out. Out wide to Saka. Moving the ball well. Saka cuts inside. Whips it in back post. It's collected at the back post. It's over. Zinchenko does well there. Wins it back from Kudus. Does really well. Finds Trossard left-hand side. Somebody have a shot. Trossard tries to pass it. Gives it away. Nobody wants to shoot for Arsenal. It's half-time in the Brighton versus Tottenham game. We'll come back to that. 2-0 to Brighton. We've started the game really well. Even against Liverpool, I did say that's one of the best games I've ever seen us start against Liverpool, and we went 1-0 up. We just didn't build on it. We've started this game really well. Here is Zinchenko, left-hand side of the penalty area. Flicks it in the area. Arsenal appealing for a penalty there for handball. Don't think it will be given. Ball's gone out for a throw. There will be a VAR check for a penalty. Didn't look like handball. It was outside the box. I mean, he does move his arm towards it, but I think because it's not in an unnatural position, it won't be given. West Ham. Ball played up there to Jared Bowen, who gets bullied there by Gabriel Magalhaes and wins the ball back. As I said, Jared Bowen, very good player, but he won't have dealt with centre-backs like this. Gabriel Jesus takes it really well. Odegaard, hit it, man. Somebody have a shot. Here's Martinelli. Back to Odegaard. They don't want to shoot. Are we banned from shooting? Martinelli whips it in. Blocked. It goes out for a corner. Corner to Arsenal, people. Can we get the first goal of the game? We've started really well here. Gotanelli said, I too am nervous. Do you know what? The way we've started is good, but nobody wants to shoot. Somebody shoot, man. Trossard to take this corner. In swinger. Can we get an early goal? We'd settle all the nerves here. We've started really well. Look at Saka on the edge of the box. Totally unmarked. Trossard whips it in. Header away at the near post. Not a great corner. That's calm from Kudus. Brings it down. Volleys it back in. Saka tries to hook it back. And West Ham could catch us on the break. Kudus turns. They've got out there, West Ham. I don't know how. That was a poor corner again. Good start. Passing the ball nicely. Good tackle there by Zinchenko on Kufal, but I think the ref's given a free kick. You do not want him on a yellow card, by the way, Zinni. I thought he won the ball there. Have I totally missed that? Wow, he gets absolutely rinsed. How are you getting done like that by Kufal? Does the Cristiano Ronaldo chop on him? The little flick back. Is that a yellow card? I don't know how he hasn't got a yellow. Honestly, and I don't want to keep saying it, but this guy's becoming a major problem. He's a bit of a liability at the moment, this guy, Zinchenko. The guy can't defend. It's almost like he's thinking, I went too easy on Salah, so now the next person that comes close to me, I'm going to go wild and start diving in. We're 9 minutes into the game. It's Kufal who's a right back. He's not really going to outpace you. Free kick to West Ham. Whipped in. It's up in the air. Deflected. Goes out for a goal kick. I don't know how he didn't get a yellow card for that. The referees let us off. Should have got booked for that. Horrendous, this guy. It's unbelievable, really, that Kieran Tierney's on loan. It really is. Now, I get it. Timber, Tomiyasu, they would have played ahead of him, and it's unfortunate. They're both injured. So the manager would have said that we had enough. Martinelli does well there. Finally lifts his head up. Finds Saka. Somebody please have a shot. Saka. Byline. Martinelli stands up to the back post. Jesus. Flicks it on. Trossard. Keeps it in play. Edge of the box. Odegaard. Rice. Oh, we're overplaying. Please, somebody take a shot. Anybody. Big up Dud Pistachio, man. Hope you're well. Bless up Curtis Cruz in the community. Appreciate that, bro. Hope you're well. Get Frimpong from Leverkusen. End of the season, that release Claude kicks in. Caleb's a Liverpool fan. Of course, he wants West Ham. Woosa. Bro, 3-4 times edge of the box. Nobody shoots. Here's Gabriel Martinelli. Finds Trossard. He does shoot. It goes over the bar. Maybe that's why they don't shoot. Ian said Tierney in the Liverpool game, it would have been different. I agree. Good position that by Trossard, though. That's where you need your attacking midfielder. Edge of the box. Odegaard is on it. He's nutmegging people and all sorts. Assassin, Curtis, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, my bro. Big up. Same to you. Same to all the community. Hope you're well. Over 3,000 of you tuned in. This is a big game. Really big game. We've started really well. 84% possession for Arsenal. But we just haven't really tested the keeper. Odegaard, lovely ball. He's on it tonight. Finds Saka. 2v1 straight away. That's a great ball. Trossard has a heavy touch. Oh, he gives a free kick. Touch was a bit heavy. I think he goes... The studs might have been showing a little bit. And he gives a free kick to West Ham. Good start, though. We're moving the ball really well. I just want to see us test Areola a little bit more. Paqueta limped out of the warm-up, but has managed to start the game, so you have to wonder what the issue was. Emirates is not rocking at all, is it not? I've got the volume turned down low, so I can barely hear it anyway, but I expected it to be loud, man. First game after Christmas. London Derby, West Ham. Here come West Ham. Left-hand side. James Ward-Prowse. Finds Emerson. Look how high Emerson is up the pitch. That's where you've got to catch West Ham on the break. Paqueta on the ball being hassled by Declan Rice. Emerson on this left-hand side for West Ham. Ball whipped in. Oh, my God. Oh, my days. Nearly an own goal. Scrambled. West Ham have scored. West Ham have taken the lead. It's Thomas Souček. Horrendous defending from Arsenal. The kind of defending you will see on your local park on a Sunday morning when a guy's had 10 pints of Stella the night before. Absolutely shambolic. You see what happens when you don't test the goalkeeper. That goal is a disgrace. That is ridiculous. Comedy Central. Emerson whips it in. What the hell are they doing? What's going on here, bruv? Seriously, what is that? It's ridiculous. Show us the whole thing. I can't even see all of it. It looked like Gabriel kicked the ball against Zinchenko. Comedy Central defending. Here it is. Let's see all of it now. I think Gabriel kicks it off Zinchenko. Bowen keeps it in. Souček scores. That is embarrassing. Absolutely. Now they're doing a VAR check. Did the ball go out of play? This is the only way we're getting saved. This is the only way we're getting saved. Has the ball gone out of play? That defending is absolutely shambolic. It's shambolic. It really is. I think Gabriel's kicked the ball against Zinchenko. It's bounced off Zinchenko. The ball looks like it's going out of play. See, VAR's not going to give that. I think that's in, personally. Look at the state of this. Look at Trossard on the wrong side of Souček. Not even Kudus was unmarked. They're lining up to score. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Zinchenko's in the goal and the goal. We got 5 players in the area. They've really got 2. 3 if you include Bowen. And all 3 of them are unmarked. How does that work? Is that out of play? Well, it might be out, you know. That could be out, actually. They're doing the VAR check. Please rescue us. It's not a good view, and that's what concerns me, because Jared Bowen's blocking the ball for some stupid reason. They don't have a camera from the other side where the ball is in front of him. I just think from that angle they won't give it. I don't think they'll give it. I really hope they do. It's a terrible view. And if it's not conclusive, I don't think they'll give it. But I hope they do. Defending is shambolic. Absolutely shambolic. We just need to hope this ball's out of play. It's a good job I didn't tweet about other games, man. I knew this game was nerve-wracking. Right, they are now looking at the camera from the other side. I'm telling you now, I don't think they're going to disallow this, right? Because they can't tell. Unless it's clear and obvious, I just don't think the knee's blocking it. He's given the goal. Given the goal. Listen, I'm not even mad at VAR. I'm not. You can't tell. The defending's an absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. Pathetic. One simple cross into the box. Players unmarked all over the place. I knew this game was a nerve-wracking game. Let's see what you're about now. Let's see what you're about. We'll find out. I got this hoodie for Christmas. I might have to get the receipt out. We can win it, but it's pathetic goal to concede. Absolutely pathetic. 3 players against 5 and 2 of them are unmarked. Let's see what you're about now, boys. Saka, ball down the line to Ben White. Give it. Give it. Saka, here's a chance. Bad pass. Shoot, man! Somebody shoot! Oh, Trossard gives it away. Here's Kudus on the break against Zinchenko. Pray for him. Just pray for him. He wins it somehow. Are we banned from shooting? Why don't we shoot on the edge of the box? Every time we're on the edge of the box, nobody don't want to shoot. Pass, pass, pass. Overplaying, man. Somebody shoot, man. Everyone's saying online the ball was out. I don't think you can tell properly. It does look out, but VAR aren't going to give it unless they're certain, man. Talk about I always say, people, in football, look at what you can do first. The defending is shambolic. Maybe that's why they want Delict. 1-0 down, Souček. Souček hardly ever scores. I'm telling you now, people. People telling me about Smith Rowe. I'll sell Smith Rowe. Havertz hasn't pulled up trees, let's be honest. Scored a few goals. And Trossard, this is the third game I've seen him in an attacking midfield role. And he ain't doing that good at the moment. We got to stay calm. I ain't letting these lot ruin Christmas and New Year. Here's Declan Rice. Imagine Declan Rice comes to Arsenal and they knock us out of the League Cup and then they can't come to our ground and beat us. Why won't we shoot? Why will we not shoot from the edge of the box? Wow, I just seen a replay of the goal. It's horrendous. Even on the first one, Jared Bowen tries to flick it on. He's unmarked. Right, come on. Let's get over it. Here's Saka. We can beat them. We have to beat them. A draw, a defeat would be a disaster. Great play, Saka. Give us the free kick, man. Odegaard. What? It's a free kick or... I think he's given... What? I don't think he's even given a corner. How is that not a free kick? Emerson and Paqueta look similar, to be honest. He's given a goal kick, man. Chelsea are on page 1. I'm shameless. Come on, you. Hey, Vivek, relax, man. You've made it. Getting Southampton games vibe, said HR. Goatanelli said, I'm too nervous, man. We can't drop points because Poole and City have won theirs. We need to win. Big up, Curtis. Big up, bro. Ah, dear. The first decent attack that they had. A lot of you saying the ball was out, but I'm not. I couldn't tell. I'm keeping it 100. The angle was horrible. He's basically blocking the ball. The other angle, maybe it was out. If you think it was out, fair enough. But I'm more interested in the way our team defended. It was avoidable, whether the ball was out or not. Why is Souček unmarked 7 yards out, tapping it in? When we've got 5 players in the box, they've got 3. Areola zings it out there. Ben White. Great touch by Saka. It's got no support, man. He can't get hold of it. Martinelli's hardly touched the ball. Gabriel Jesus hardly touched the ball. Everything's going down this right-hand side. Saka and Odegaard. You got to get there, Ben White. We don't look great now, you know. Here's Kudus. He's toying with Trossard here, man. We cannot concede a second, that is for sure. Curtis, they can see the post and they say the ball is not out. I hear you on that. I do hear you on that. You could see the post. But then you're guessing, aren't you? Remember that one at Newcastle? They said the ball was over the line, but because of the circumference. I don't know. Maybe I need to see a close-up picture, but all I'm saying is the ball might be out, and we'll look at that and discuss that. But what we do know for certain is our defending was an absolute shambles. There's no question about that. There's no discussion needed for that. Definitely more cameras needed. Look how many cameras are in the ground. How do they not have that angle? I'm telling you something, people. Trossard in this attacking midfield role, it's not looking good. He gets bullied. Saliba needs to be careful there. There's Gabriel. Pumps it, just gives them the ball back. Again, you cannot carry 3 or 4 players in a game. Gabriel Jesus, you need to step up. Martinelli, you need to step up. Gabriel, I think quietly, you know, that's his mistake. I know it's easy to blame Zinchenko. It looks as if Gabriel kicked the ball at Zinchenko. LSU said it was absolutely out. Ball on his foot, can't see it against the line, and you see the whole line. Ball not wide enough to touch the line. Yeah, I hear you on that. You could see the line, so you would assume the ball was out, of course. But you know how they are with VAR. Unless they can see the ball, and the other angle was terrible. It's a shambles. You've got a good camera angle this side. The other one was up in the stadium. Alfred, remember what I've been saying about Martinelli? Look at his runs and movement. Every time he's in that striker position, Trossard should have scored. Big up Alfred. He's wanted Martinelli up front for a while. Nathan said, man like Big C, what's good, bro? I'm sitting in the front room watching the game with my dad. Do you think that was a goal for West Ham? It's dodgy, definitely dodgy. It really is. It looks like it might have been out. But maybe it wasn't clear and obvious. I don't know. What I do know is our defending was a joke. That's what I do know. That was Comedy Central. MJ said comments are crying but forgetting Odegaard at Anfield. Yeah, he was playing basketball. I thought he was Steph Curry at Anfield. Lucas says if they cannot prove the ball was out, they are sticking with the on-field decision. I think the ball was out, but because they couldn't see the ball, because he was blocking it at the better angle, they're not going to assume. They needed to see that the ball was over the line. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I think that would be their explanation. The other angle from the other side, they was too far away. It's poor, really. Camera should be the same both ends. Here's Odegaard. Here's Gabriel Jesus. Any chance of someone shooting, please? Please, somebody shoot! What is this from Trossard? He's been drunk since the Luton game. I'm telling you, Zinchenko gives the ball away. This guy cannot defend. Great defending by Saliba. Throwing. We look nervous all of a sudden. We really do. We look out of control. Half the team playing at 100 miles an hour. The other half still in the tunnel. Something ain't right in that midfield. Or the front line, to be honest. Kudus, ball over the top. Ball whipped in. David Raya collects it. It's amazing. First 10-15 minutes. Dominating the game. Just didn't create the big chance. Since the goal. Come on, man. Wake up. Too many players going through the motions here. Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard. Drossard, mate. I'm telling you, he's been drunk since that Luton game when it was his birthday. Curtis, I mean, you can see the post, so the ball is behind the post, so it's behind. I know. And I get what you're saying, but I think from their point of view, they would have wanted to see that the ball was out of play. Rather than, you know, oh, I can see the post, so it must be out of play kind of thing. Zinni whips it in, headed away. Here's Saka, edge of the box. Is anybody going to shoot? Odegaard, finds Saka. We're becoming predictable. Look, Saka's going to get yammed here. I told you. Throwing. We're predictable, people. We're so predictable. Odegaard. It's Declan Rice into Odegaard, into Saka. They double up on him. He either crosses it or we go backwards. And it starts again. And that's it. And that's where we're at. Broads, big up my bro. He said, love the thumbnail and the assist from my client, Jared Bowen. He's been talking about him the longest. I can't lie. These guys need to wake up. This is a title race. It ain't a top 4 race. It ain't the Carabao Cup. Stop moaning and do your job properly. Look, Jesus gets kicked there. Free kick to Arsenal. Corner of the penalty area. Get up, man. I don't like this performance at all. And it's crazy because I actually enjoyed the first 10-15 minutes. It's just a whole lot of nothing. You know, loads of preparation but no end product. Nobody don't want to shoot. Everything has to be all pass, 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 pass. Sometimes just pull the trigger, man. Just pull the trigger. One shot on target, which was that one from Saka, which was a tame shot. 75% possession. Free kick to Arsenal, corner of the box. Cole Zinchenko. Man like Jenkinson Zinchenko, you know. This is what happens when the Sharks are back in town. Hey, none of that shark talk, man. We need to forget. No talk of shark or fish. All that bigger fish to fry thing. Get that out the window as well. Free kick. Corner of the penalty area. We just look predictable. We look predictable. You're playing against the David Moyes team. Moyes teams, they like defending a lead. They can defend. They got guys who like defending. Free kick taken short. What the hell is that? Trossard is steaming. Trossard is steaming. I'm convinced. He's absolutely paralytic drunk. He's playing like he's drunk. And he has been for 3 weeks. Get Smith Rowe on. I'm sorry. Man, I don't want to... Here's Saka, right-hand side. That free kick was horrendous. Saka shoots. That's dreadful. I think he's nicked a corner. Trossard took the free kick short. He got it laid back to him. I think it was Odegaard with a terrible pass back to him. I'll let him off. The pass wasn't great back to him, but it's in the corner of the penalty area. Why don't you shoot or cross that in? It doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, these men have had a good Christmas, man. Too good by the sound of it. Corner to Arsenal. Please, don't ruin this for us. We've all had a good Christmas. You're turning up with this. Trossard to take the corner. Guess what? Doesn't beat the first defender. Get this guy off. Get this guy off the pitch. Look, and he gets bullied by Kudus. And I need to tweet, man. Get ESR on for Trossard. This guy, mate, he's having one. Absolutely having one. He's playing awful. You can't tell me ESR's not better than that. He hasn't got the power to play central. I actually thought... Oh, man. They're looking at it now. Wow. Do you know... I tell you what, right? If they had the zoomed-in camera angle from the other side, I think that would have got disallowed. Look how predictable we are. Saka, they get 2-3 players on him. Hardly anything comes down the left. Because we've only got one player there, Martinelli. We're a lopsided team. Our team is right-sided. Martinelli's hardly touched the ball. He's actually hardly touched the ball. Here's Saka again. He's had the ball so much in this game. Look, lost it. Predictable. We look easy to play against. That's what's concerning me. We look easy to play against. And I'm telling you now, you don't want to be 1-0 down against David Moyes. These men, they live and breathe off 1-0 leads, nicking games 1-0. I just think the system is too predictable. Zinchenko inverts. Saka's on the right. Everything goes Odegaard, Saka. Come on, please, somebody shoot. Here's Gabriel Jesus. Shoot. Chips it in. Oh! Saka heads it. Areola tips it over. Finally, we're creating. I actually thought Jesus should have hit that. What a ball that is, to be honest. Saka nearly got kicked in the head. If that's either side of the goalkeeper, it's in. It's too straight at him. Good header by Saka. Areola tips it over. One for the cameras. I just think now, with Zinchenko, you're not gaining enough by having him in the team. I think, but we just don't have a left back. Here's a corner. Saka whips it in. It comes out. Here's Zinchenko. Finds Odegaard. Saka. Back to Zin. Lost it. It's our own corner. Don't foul him. Odegaard. That is pathetic. What kind of weak... Paqueta's done. Paqueta's done, people. He's on the floor. Looks like he's coming off. Poor man. Absolutely rubbish. Rubbish, but I'm sorry. Paqueta's coming off. This is not good enough. This is not good enough. We are predictable. If you was defending against Arsenal, you say double up on Saka, try and get close to Odegaard. They ain't got much else. Martinelli don't get the ball. Jesus gets the ball, but way out of the penalty area. Zinchenko will invert, but he won't hurt you anyway. What I'm saying now with Zinni is, what you're gaining from him is not enough for the weakness that you're putting up with. Now, I get it. And as I said, it's difficult because you're not going to have 4 or 5 left backs. And we've got 2 left. Well, Timber's not a natural left back, but Timber would be playing over him. Tomiyasu would be playing over him. Big C, I missed 29, says Robbo. I'm not even sure he would sort this out. He wasn't playing that good. Penalty spot. Hope you're well, bro. He said left side is a real issue. Zinni, Trossard, Martinelli not working. Hate to say it, but Xhaka and Partey are a real miss. You're not wrong. Xhaka used to overlap Martinelli. You don't see that now. You don't see anyone do it. Why aren't they shooting? I've got not. It's crazy. Concept. Why didn't we sign Kudus? Well, we signed Havertz, didn't we? That was that money. Kudus was what, 20 million cheaper? Is Paqueta coming back on? What's going on? He's off. Paqueta's off. I don't know who they're bringing on. Will it be Fornals or Ben Rama? Paqueta's off. That injury before the game. Assassin said, Curtis, my honest opinion, David Raya would be Liverpool City's second choice keeper. Yet we trust him in goal. Do you really trust him? Why can't we get Mike Mignon in the summer? Emi Martinez. I agree. I said this the other day. I've said it a few times. I think Raya's a good keeper. I think he's all right. But City and Liverpool have got a goalkeeper way better than him. World class. Alisson and Edison are world-class goalkeepers. And do I think Raya can become world-class? Probably not. He's 28 and he's 6 foot. I don't see him becoming a world-class keeper. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. But I always said, if you want to upgrade Ramsdale, no problem. But get a significant upgrade. But he's gone for Raya. We've got to stick with it. He's played okay the last few games. And let's see. I'm more concerned with this game at the moment. I'm not liking the way we're playing. Zinchenko finds Gabriel Jesus. Please, shoot. Have a shot, bro. You just don't want to score, do you? You're not interested in shooting. Here's Odegaard. Please go left. Do something else. Here's Ben White. Whips it in. It's blocked and goes out for a corner. This feels like lockdown Arsenal that I'm watching. It feels like lockdown Arsenal. Where we're just spamming crosses into the area and just, oh, jeez, please, man. Gabriel Jesus must not get a goal bonus because he don't want to score. He's 25 yards out unmarked trying to play a pass. Saka takes the corner short to Odegaard. Here's Zinchenko. Will he shoot? Of course he won't. Whips it in. Oh, flicked on, goes wide. Ben White. It's not actually a bad ball by Zinny, that. Ben White flicks it wide. I need to get a bit more. It's actually a nice ball from Zinny. It's a great ball, in fact. Ben White, if he could have got a bit more on it. They seemed hungrier last season. Patrick said Jesus not a striker. I think he's a false 9 at best, isn't he? No goal for me. The ball looked out. It looked out. It did. It definitely did. Highbury's local badger said the fans wanted Wenger out. I expected standards after that. Ancelotti, Rijkaard, I hold the Kroenkes accountable. I'm telling you, that they're a major part. Let's see if they take 30 million out their own pocket in January. They probably won't. Big up everyone locked in. 3,800 of you. It's not going great. First, oh, God. It's this left-hand side. I'm telling you. This left-hand side is... We are a lopsided team. We have no balance. Kufau, in my opinion, is the weakness of the two fullbacks. Martinelli's rapid, probably our most direct player. And we've hardly got him on the ball to run at him. Kufau's having the easiest night he's probably had all season. Nobody's running at him. Everything goes on the right. Odegaard's basically on the right wing at times. Moyes will just, 2 banks of 4. We're lucky that Mikel Antonio ain't playing. He'd put 10 men behind the ball and just pump the long ball to Antonio. Zinchenko gets the ball out wide to Trossard. Trossard's had a horrible half. That's a good ball. Jesus still don't want to shoot. Here's Saka. Shoot! Shoot! Oh, Martinelli puts it wide. This team, man. Not enough killers. VAR check. Potential penalty. Gabriel Jesus fouled. Jesus, why are you dummying that? Like, it's a great turn. Refuses the shot. Saka rolls it in. Hits it. Oh, Martinelli, bro. How are you not hitting the target? He could give a penalty for that, you know, because Souček doesn't get the ball. And he takes Jesus out. Martinelli, mate, that is a terrible miss. No penalty given. This team, man. This team can't shoot. This team can't shoot, I'm afraid. They don't want to score. They all want to pass the responsibility on to each other. Jesus could have got a penalty there, but Martinelli, how have you missed the target? You're not under that much pressure. Just bend it in the far corner. Puts it wide, no curl on it. This front three at the moment is just relying on Saka. And Saka's got 2 or 3 players to run at every time. Dominating possession, but we need to score. Listen, I get it. People think the ball was out, and I understand it. But VAR will say they couldn't see it from that angle properly. It's frustrating, but we got to look at ourselves. What's the defending all about? We've dominated the ball. Come on. Here's Zinchenko. Will the manager be brave with the substitutes as well? Because Trossard is not playing well. Jesus is turning down shots on the edge of the penalty area. It's painful to watch. Martinelli's hardly touched the ball. He's just missed the sitter. Here's Declan Rice. Rice thinking, what the hell am I doing here? Gone to Arsenal and getting turned over by West Ham for the second time. Tottenham still losing 2-0. 29 minutes to go in that game. I can't even take any joy out of that. Honestly, man, please. Go out the other side. Here's Odegaard. Let's do something different. Mix it up a bit. Zinchenko in the inverted midfield role. We'll end up back on the right. The ball's like a magnet to Saka. It's like we have to go there. Here's Saka, of course. White. Trossard. Zinchenko. Nobody shoots again. 1-2's on the edge of the box. Jesus fighting for the ball. Loses the ball. Tries to get a free kick. Doesn't get a free kick. Saka wipes out Kudus. I'm shocked he didn't get a yellow card for that. Horrible. Possession merchants. Nobody wants to shoot. This game is unbelievably frustrating. Unbelievably frustrating. Edge of the penalty area and people are turning down a shot. I don't understand it. We're 1-0 down. We don't even know if Areola's good or not. We ain't even tested him. How are West Ham winning this game 1-0? It's unbelievable. David Moyes will be watching this game with the biggest smile on. Look, Brighton are 3-0 up. I can't even smile about it. 3-0 to Brighton against Tottenham. But we're losing. Estupinian makes it 3. Can't even enjoy it. Can't even enjoy it because I'm watching this. Come on, Arsenal. I actually feel sorry a little bit for Saka. It's all on him. Come on. Come on, Deckers. Move it. Go the other side. You're running into traffic. Where are you going? Cross is blocked. Saka again. Odegaard. Saka. It's so predictable. Oh my days. Do something different. What a goal by Estupinian, by the way. 25-yard rocket in the top corner. I can't even enjoy. It's one of the goals of the season. We are running. We've turned up to a gunfight with water pistols. Martinelli crosses it in. It's blocked. It goes straight to the goalkeeper. Oh, my days. Pathetic. Getting done by Moisey. I should be so happy right now. Brighton beating Tottenham 3-0. There's not an ounce of happiness in me in that. Because we're doing this. They've got a Bonner at centre-back. He's about 65 years of age. He feels like he's been in... What's that? Come on! Go the other side! It's Saka! Got to score! Hits the post! Saka hits the post! What a miss! Saka hits the post with his right foot. Tries to look at Frimpong in the background. He can't believe it. West Ham give the ball away. Odegaard. Great ball into Saka. He's in. Corner of the 6-yard box on his right foot. Smashes it at the near post. Hits the post. Bounces back off Trossard. Goes out for a goal kick. What a chance. 4 minutes before half time. If I'm being really harsh. If I'm being really, really harsh. You would say Saka's got to hit the target there. And the post isn't the target. You know, can he just smash that roof of the net over the goalkeeper? I don't know. You've let the goalkeeper off without making a save. Trossard, the ball's hit him. So frustrating. How the hell are West Ham winning this game? I think they've had one shot. West Ham have had one shot on target. It was the goal. And they've had 2 shots, which I think were in the same sequence. 75% possession for Arsenal. They are going to have to do something here. It better not be one of them days. Free kick to West Ham. Emerson gets fouled by Saka. Saka's got to be careful. He's going to get a yellow, I think. He's fouled twice now. There's nothing, like, you might as well chance people like Nelson. He ain't going to do no worse than what we're seeing at the moment. Penalty spot said Martinelli and Trossard. Kudus with the shot. It's blocked. Goes out for a corner. Corner to West Ham. Martinelli and Trossard off. Nelson and ESR on. Mourinho would do it. Be ruthless, Arteta, make a change. Corner to West Ham, people. This is crazy what I'm watching right here. James Ward-Prowse. Mavropanos is up. Ogbona's up. Souček's up. I just can't believe what I'm watching here. Really can't. Bowen's over it. Ward-Prowse is over it. The big men are up for West Ham. '29 would have scored the rebound. Listen, we don't want to shoot. Ward-Prowse to take it. Away swinger. It's up in the air. It's flicked on. Comes out to the edge of the box. Scoot back in. Headed away. And it's a free kick to Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus. Probably the only thing he's done is defensive work. Christian said, we stink. Pantomime season, says Nick. Very hard to watch, says Fizzy. Very. We look blunt, mate. We look blunt up front. I told you, it's like cutting a pizza with a spoon. It's blunt as anything. Here's Zinchenko. And is the manager brave enough to make changes early? Can't believe we didn't go for Kudus. Here's Trossard. Look where Gabriel Jesus is. Where is he? Where's Gabriel Jesus? He's not on the screen. And yet Trossard's crossing the ball in the penalty area. Our striker is not on the screen. He's just turned up. Like, how? Like, what's the point? What is the point having a striker that don't want to score goals, that don't want to get up front? Here's Jesus, loses the ball. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. And apparently we think we can wait till the summer to buy a striker. Wait till the summer for what? Why are we waiting till the summer? Look at Zinchenko, nearly gave the ball to Jared Bowen. This is absolutely ridiculous, what I'm watching. This is ridiculous. We need 150 million in January. Honestly, we're miles off it. Here's Zinchenko. We have got to somehow scrape a 2-1 win out of this game and put it down as a bad night at the office, because we are stinking out our stadium in front of Thierry Henry. Here's Saka. I will read your super chats and comments at half-time, people. We got 5 minutes added on. Odegaard trying to nutmeg people, losing the ball. Trying to nutmeg people. I don't mind you nutmegging people. Ben Rama came on for Paqueta. This is an easy game for West Ham. Everyone knows what we're going to do. Great header, Declan Rice. Everyone knows what we're going to do. Give it to Odegaard. He'll give it to Saka. Saka will whip it in. They'll head it away. And the cycle repeats itself. Martinelli's hardly touched the ball. He's missed a sitter. Gabriel Jesus is refusing shots. He's got 3 Premier League goals this season. We're halfway through the season. He's refusing to shoot from 25 yards out. Horrible, horrible performance. We look disjointed. West Ham have just got players behind the ball. They're not even playing particularly well, but they don't have to. Moyes will take a 1-0 every single... Kudus has spun Zinchenko like he's not even there. Looks for Jared Bowen. Great defending by Saliba. Why did we not sign Kudus? £35 million. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. David Raya finds Declan Rice. Boring first half. Boring. This suits West Ham down to the ground, mate. What you've got to do to West Ham is score, force them to attack, and then you expose your Kufals, your Ogbonas, because when they're not getting help from the wingers and the midfielders, they're not that great. Ogbona's old, Kufal's slow, you know, but because they're 1-0 up now, they'll bring their wingers back, they'll bring their centre mids back, they'll park the bus and they'll say, try and break us down. We don't want to shoot from outside the box. Saka's got 2 or 3 players on him. Martinelli's hardly touched the ball. And Jesus refuses a shot. What is that from Ben White? He's got suntan lotion in his eyes. He couldn't see anything. Ward-Prowse finds Ben Rama. Come off your line, David Raya. Horrible first half. Look at Raya. Finds Saliba. Jeez, these lot, man. These lot. And I get it. People will say, yeah, the ball was out of play. It might have been, it might not have been. But here's Odegaard. Come on. We need an equaliser. Here's Zinchenko. He's got no support. Gabriel. It's too slow. We were so much quicker last season when we attacked. I don't get why we've changed. Last year we were explosive. This year we're... Oh, here we go, Jesus. They're still trying to play 1-2s. Hit the damn ball, Jesus. Somebody shoot! Move out of each other's way! And Jan Martinelli handballs it. You're just pathetic. They don't want to shoot. They don't want to shoot. They're banned from shooting. Look, yeah, you've done the drag back. Great. You're going to shoot? No. Are you going to shoot? No, you're not. Odegaard, that's a fair tackle. Get up. Ogbonna, you know. Oh, my days. Ogbonna. Oh. Mikel, you better do something, mate. I'm telling you. You better do something. I had a nice Christmas, you know. You lot trying to mash up the new year with this pathetic performance. Minute left till half time. Martinelli can't pass wind. He can't. He can't, mate. Saliba finds Ben White. How many times has Ben White overlapped Saka? Twice? Once? Yet we're dominating the ball. He doesn't want to go forward. Doesn't want to overlap him and pull a player away and give him space. Great ball, Zinchenko. Flick by Jesus. West Ham defend it. They're still trying to play flicks from the edge of the box. It's boring. I'm bored of it. Look at Odegaard. Didn't even challenge for the header. Come on! Come on, Trossard. Shoot! Oh, he does shoot, but he gets blocked. Goes out for a throw-in. Horrendous. Horrendous 45 minutes. Come on. Look, bullied. Bullied by Kudus. Bullied. Too much jollof. Too strong for you. Jared Bowen. They're on the break here. Half time. You lot stink. You lot stink, mate. I'm telling you. That is a stinky performance. Penalty to Brighton. I can't even smile about it. I got no ability to smile. They're going to lose 4-0 Tottenham, but unless we sort that out. Slow and predictable. Too many attacking players not performing. Oh, dear. Need a big second half. It's a penalty to Brighton, but even if they score, it means nothing after watching that. João Pedro, again, to score. He's got 2 goals, 1 assist. Yeah, it's a pen. Let me read out your super chats. I'm fuming at the moment. Honestly, I can't believe the way we've just played in that first half. Nathan said, my dad just said we need to pray to Jesus, Rice, and the Oda Ghost. Odegaard's actually been okay, but he's another one who don't want to shoot. Even though he's got a good left foot. Big up, Nathan. Charles, member for 20 months. Big up, Curtis. Why do we need to go down to wake up? It's crazy. 1-0 down. Oh, actually, we need to turn up. Let's see João Pedro's penalty. He's already scored 1 penalty. Can he score? Does the Pogba run up? Of course he scores. Brilliant penalty. That lad's got a big future. Not just because he's scoring penalties. He's been brilliant this season. Yo, check this up. Man said, yo, over. Everything lock off. Pedro licking down Tottenham. Tottenham getting battered. Obviously, if we can grind out a win, then we'll enjoy it. But at the moment, I can't enjoy it. Our corners are terrible, said Sam. Oh, near post Trossard, dreadful. Trossard's been the worst player on the pitch, in my opinion. Dylan said, hey, bro, just got in. What's happening? Wherever you just came from, I'd go back there. I wouldn't watch this game. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Ask for overtime at work. It's like we have a front line of Odegaard, says Marco. I'm telling you. So, like, just soft. Odegaard's actually played all right, but again, he refuses to shoot. And I actually think Odegaard's got a good left foot, which is what I don't get. Big up, Marco. Hope you're well, bro. Marty said, I'll stop complaining about Trossard not starting. 100%. Now we see why Trossard got sold by Brighton for 27 million. They replaced him easily. Let's be real. They easily replaced him. João Pedro, Ferguson, Pascal Gross, is it? He always chips in with a goal. Matoma. They were comfy letting Trossard go. Now we're seeing why. Maybe he's a highlights merchant. Every now and then he pops up with a good game, but I don't know. Garbo member for 20 months. Big up, bro. Not only are Tottenham losing, by the way, they're getting absolutely bopped. Like, it ain't no joke. Alfred said, we will win more games with Eddie up top. As much as you don't like him, Jesus is good for a highlight. At least Eddie is greedy. Listen, the one thing I can say about Eddie, he plays the line, he tries to score. Sometimes too much. Sometimes he's just disgracefully greedy. But at least the guy's in the penalty area trying his best to get a goal. This guy, Jesus, don't want to score. He must be on a clean sheet bonus. He don't want to hit the back of the net. He's driving me insane. I told you, it's Lacazette with cheekbones at the moment. It's Lacazette with cheekbones and a better hairline. I don't know. I always say, man, Pep ain't stupid. Pep ain't selling a man for 45 million to a rival if he thinks you're a game changer. He knew that Jesus had limitations. He knew that. This is game over, said Toby. Nah, man, no chance. We're not throwing in the towel. This ain't Drago against Apollo Creed. Zamir said, bro, this Cine is stinking. Zinni, probably, I'm assuming. I mean, Thierry Henry's in there. I'd probably take Thierry Henry on the pitch over Jesus. He don't look happy either. Alexander said, I really believe it's not about strikers. Any striker we buy would be the same. Clearly, Arteta instructs and wants strike. And that's a good point. Let me just give that in defence. I've always said Arteta's kryptonite is strikers. He walked into Arsenal, Aubameyang was Golden Boot winner, and Lacazette was player of the season. The next year, Lacazette got like 5 goals and started losing his hairline, and Aubameyang started losing his hairline and was playing left wing. Got 10 goals. He then signs Jesus, who hasn't thrived. Eddie hasn't thrived. No strikers thrived under Mikel Arteta. He obviously wants the striker to play that Firmino false nine link-up thing rather than being the out-and-out goal scorer. So you do have a point. Michael said, I think they need to do a couple more huddles. Yeah, they need to talk about something. Maybe shoot for once instead of playing 1-2s. Daddy said, this is why we needed Partey's crossfield passes. He moves the ball quickly. We're way... Oh, I'm seeing the goal back. It gets worse every time I look at it. Ball gets whipped in. Bowen's unmarked. It gets blocked. Then it gets whipped back in by Bowen. Kudus nearly scores and then Souček scores. We got 5 players in the box and no one's marking any of their 3 players. And Gabriel looks like he kicks the ball at Zinchenko. I mean, they're looking here. Is the ball out? You can't see it. So obviously you would assume if you can see the post, then the ball is out. But because they can't see the ball, I don't think they're going to guess and assume. Canadian Gunnar said Mudryk and Saka tied on open play goals. I can't even think about that right now. That just gives me a headache, Canadian Gunnar. Big up yourself. Sarah said, what's up, C. Martinelli, Mr. Sitter? Bro, I said it. I always look at what we can do before anything else. Could we have defended better? 100%. Then the ball being in or out doesn't affect us. Was Jesus as a penalty? Possibly. But Tottenham have got one back. 4-1. I don't know who that is. I actually don't know who that is who scored. I think that's that young striker that they bought. He's going crazy. He's happy with a goal. You're 4-1 down, mate. But Tottenham got a goal back. And then, yeah, Martinelli misses an absolute sitter. Absolute sitter. So I don't know. I know they're speaking to the refs on Amazon now. Jay Dizzle said, Trossard not doing it for me, and White is looking horrid. I want them off. Odegaard's being good. We're doing passing to the back of the net. It's annoying me. I actually think Odegaard has probably been he's been our best attacking player for me. Still frustrating because he doesn't want to shoot either. But he's the one that looks like he's trying to make something happen. Curtis, ESR or no? Get ESR on this pitch. Not interested in... listen, Trossard, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's been awful the last few games. Absolutely awful. I was so excited to see him in this attacking midfield role. He's been terrible. White Glove said, can't win the Premier League with players who can't finish. You can't. I keep saying, you will have days where Saka and Martinelli play like they're young wingers. Because they're 21 and 22 years of age. They're still developing. You look at the best wingers, a lot of them they reach their peak in their mid to late 20s. You know, these guys haven't peaked yet. Sometimes you need the striker to take responsibility and say, I'll win you the game. But because of the way Jesus plays, whether that's his choice or it's an instruction, but it doesn't help us. We need him to play in the penalty area sometimes. We're predictable. Everything's going to Saka. They double up on it. And that's it. It's difficult. Snipe said, what is going on? Rice, White, Rice, edge of our box like we are 6-0 up. Then into Saka, marked by 2 men. Back to White, rinse, repeat. Why don't we want to win? Ben White has overlapped Saka probably twice this game. Saka's got 2 men on him the whole game. Ben White don't want to overlap him. Doesn't want to get involved. Even here, I'm watching a replay. Look where Ben White is. He's not joining in. Doesn't want to join in. He's been poor again. Peely said, just pay me 10k a week. I'll pass the ball back and forward in front of their box. It's not hard, is it? Akandare said, Jesus is Zinchenko version in attack. I think we've been robbed by Pep. And FFR95 said, our attack stinks and it has all season. Saka's carrying the attack. He really is. I feel sorry for him at this point. Arsenal need energy. Do we have energy on the bench? The only energy I see there is Reece Nelson because he runs and he's direct. Brighton beating Tottenham 4-1. The goal, there was a big long break, but the goal counts. Second half is coming up after the break, people. I don't expect Mikel Arteta to make a sub because he very rarely makes a change. Lee said Saka is ish tonight. Listen, he's not having a great game, but he's been better than Jesus and he's been better than Martinelli. And he's being doubled up on the whole time. And he's got a right back that won't go near him. He's not his best. But the other two have been way worse. That's the bigger problem. Dare I say it, are we missing Havertz? Words I never thought I would say. I mean, I'm watching the game thinking, I don't even think Havertz would influence this game that much, but at least he makes them runs into the area. At least he can pop up in those good attacking positions and nick you a goal. I don't know. If we're missing Havertz, no disrespect to him, but then I think we've got serious problems because he's not a player that you should be missing particularly when you look at the way he's played this season. I'm telling you now, a lot of people say to me in the comments, why do you want Ivan Toney in January? You know, blah, blah, blah. He's not as good as you're making out. Let's wait. Let's get Osimhen, Reetite. I say, listen, I understand that. I'm with every single one of you. I've got no problem getting Osimhen. But we can't wait. We cannot wait. If we wait, this season will get the better of us. Waiting does not win you the race. We saw that last season. We needed a big quality centre midfielder. We needed top quality. Tottenham have scored again, people. 4-2 with 5 minutes to go. They better not dare come back. I can't cope with that. They better not come back. 4-2. Jeez, what is happening here with Brighton? It's the wind. Robbie, is it windy, Robbie? KD said, we are so one-dimensional. Why can't Saka switch with Jesus? Oh, mate, honestly, why do our wingers never swap sides? Why can't we shoot more? Why, we can't lose to this lot so frustrating. They've got to pull a performance out of the bag, honestly. Otherwise, Arsenal therapy. It looks like that could be offside. I think they're checking whether he's onside or not. The frustrating thing is West Ham haven't had to do anything. to win the game, you know, or be ahead. No, the goal's not offside, I don't think. West Ham haven't had to do anything to win the game. They've one cross in, got deflected, cross back in, tap in, 1-0. David Moyes thinks, yeah, Merry Christmas, 1-0 up. Now I'll park the bus, see if you're good enough to break us down. Remember, we played them in the League Cup, and all we got was a late consolation goal. That was that. Penalty spot, Jesus, ceiling reach, Martinelli off, form lacking intelligence. Trossard hit and miss, Saka too predictable. Zinni's been found out, fix it. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. That Tottenham goal counts, by the way. Joba said, we need new signings. This team is frustrating. 100%. He's been a member for 6 months. Listen, peeps. I do tend to agree with you saying Jesus has reached his ceiling. I think he'd reached his ceiling at Man City. That's why they let him go. The reality is this. Let's talk facts rather than opinions. Pep gets rid of Aguero, one of the best strikers in the history of Manchester City. And he's got Gabriel Jesus, and everyone's thinking, well, Jesus is the guy now. That's the striker. And he doesn't play him. He plays him right wing, or he plays a false 9. So the reality is, Gabriel Jesus is not that guy. He's not the goal scorer, and Pep knows that. Which is why he didn't use him in that role, which is why he didn't play him there. So we need to know what he is. He's a false 9. He's a link-up man. He's not going to get you 20 goals. He's probably not even going to get you 15 goals at the moment, to be totally honest. And that's where we are with him. And unless... I actually think Jesus is a good player if you're not relying on him to get you the goals. But because we're relying on him, it's making it look like he's a bad footballer. We're asking him to do something that he's probably not capable of. You know, we're looking at Jesus like, go and score goals. It's like he's lost that knack for scoring. He's been at Man City 4 or 5 years, playing right wing, dropping deep. Aguero's been the main man. And I just don't think he's got that knack now. He hasn't got that hunger to score. He wants to run everywhere, get the ball, touch, pass, hold up play, all of that stuff. And at the moment, we need another option. Penalty spot, you're bang on. Martinelli's development is worrying. Trossard has been awful for weeks. Honestly, he really has. And Saka's he's got too much on his plate. He can't handle it. His game needs to go up another level. And Zinni is just... I don't even know what Zinni is. People saying he's a luxury player, but there's no luxury there with him. There isn't no luxury there. So I don't know what the luxury even is. Anyway, 4.5K in the chat. Second half about to get underway. This is a huge 45 minutes. Half of the fans are not even back from the halftime break yet. We're underway, people. Are we going to be top of the league, or will it be Arsenal therapy tomorrow at 2 p.m? I'd say this is the biggest 45 minutes of the season so far. It's you know, we're not often... I don't think we've lost at home all season at home in the league. I'm pretty sure no one's beat us at home in the league this season. To lose to West Ham, who lost 5-0 against Fulham 3 weeks ago, lost 5-1 against Liverpool. But they're just going to park the bus now. They're going to be very difficult to break down. Let's see if we can move the ball quicker. Let's see if Arteta's brave to make the subs. Come on, lift it. Here's Martinelli, finds Zinchenko. Good ball into Trossard. It's a bad pass again. You've stitched him up. It's a simple pass, Trossard. Arteta's applauding him. I get it. He has to encourage him, but that is horrendous. It's a 6-yard pass to Declan Rice's feet, and you underhit it, and he gets tackled because you can't pass the ball properly. Terrible. Absolutely terrible from Trossard. I don't know what's going on with him. What's going on with this light, by the way? It keeps flickering. It's the players, Curtis. It is. Vegas Gunner said, Jesus attacking midfielder but posing as a striker. Also, how much more money is Stan going to give Arteta? 700 million, 3 different goalkeepers, and wasted money on players who were sent out on loan. You're right. You know, he would probably argue I've given him enough money to make a success, but we need more. Joba said we need more signings. This team is frustrating. Jerome said, big up Big C in the community, listening at work. If we don't spend in January, Arsenal are just throwing away an opportunity to win a trophy. As last year, I agree. Big up to you at work, bro. Amit said, our striker says goal scoring is not his strength. Not words you wanted to hear, right? Wasn't a good interview, that. Cooper said, we sure look pretty passing the ball around. Shoot the damn ball. And HP Source, Arsenal therapy tomorrow. Fat L, another depressing loss. Listen, let's speak positivity into existence. We can come back. I've seen us come back before. You've seen us come back before. We can do this. We're at home. Odegaard, ball over the top. Finds Gabriel Jesus. Come on. Up against Ogbonna. Give him something. Do something, bro. You're going to lose. The ball's still... He's lost the ball. Like, we've got the ball back. Ben White. Give it. Odegaard finds Jesus. Corner. Come on. Come on. Jesus there is out wide, crossing the ball in. You're like, bro, get in the area. Toby said this is game over. Nah, man, listen. We got to stick with the team here. I'm frustrated. I'm very frustrated. I really am. I've not enjoyed this performance. It's 1-0. We're at home. It's a long time to go. If we can get an early goal, we'll beat them. I'm sure we will. Stick by them. I'm the first one to criticise when it's needed. But right now, strong belief. This team can come back, man. It's frustrating, though. Odegaard, what a ball. Trossard, is that not a foul, ref? Trossard's been clamped. By the way, it's absolutely hammering down with rain. We might need the storm to kick in so the game gets called off. Get the game called off. Oh, dear me. Trossard's out. What a ping that was from Odegaard. Is that not a foul, really? He doesn't get the ball. I mean, it's clumsy from Kudus. Trossard's on the floor. Just get him off. He probably wants to come off anyway. Tom said the rain is too wet. It's the rain, people. It's the rain. Trossard's down holding his arm. Jesus picks him up. You got to get up, bro, if you're not about this. This fight, it's a battle. I said West Ham have got a lot of power in midfield. Souček, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse. I'd take him off. I'd take him off anyway. He's limping. He's hobbling back. No time to feel sorry for yourself, bro. This is a title race. Someone in the chat said this feels like Villa all over again. The only difference I'd say with Villa, we actually created big chances. You know, Odegaard missed sitters. I suppose the Martinelli one can be classed as a big chance. He should have scored. But I don't even feel like we've created much in this game, to be honest. We've been pretty stinky in this game. Here's Gabriel in possession. We need to score early. Curtis, is Jesus a striker or a dribbler? So, hey, do you know what? You know, it's mad what desperation does to you, innit? Like, Solanke looks like a better striker as the days go by. I can't, it's shameless beyond belief. Here's Odegaard, right-hand side. Solanke's got 12 goals at Bournemouth. Ball whipped into the back post, headed away, it's up in the air. Gabriel finds Martinelli. Good turn, Martinelli. Stands it up. It's a terrible cross, man. I'm telling you, this guy, man, rice pudding. It's the rice pudding. What an awful cross. Do we think we've got like a 6'5" striker in there or something? Why do we play like this? With Jesus in the middle. Like, Jesus ain't beating Mavropanos in the air. Unless you whip a powerful cross in that might land on his head. Like, you're floating across into the area, expecting him to, you know, out-jump a giant. It don't make sense. I feel like this game's pivotal. I don't want to exaggerate because one game of football doesn't necessarily dictate a season in a league. Come on, here's Martinelli against Kufal. Finds Trossard. Back to Martinelli. His touch is like a trampoline, mate. He might as well do a front flip. It bounced off him. It wasn't even that bad a pass. It was all right. We're moving the ball. Come on. We've got to stick with him. He's got to make changes. I'm sorry. I see no changes like that Tupac song. Come on, Saka. Go and cook Emerson. Here's Odegaard. Ben White has made the overlap. It's a terrible ball, Odegaard. Solar God can't perform in the rain, man. Yo, Tottenham just hit the post. 9 minutes added on. They're 5 minutes in. I don't think they'll come back. Come on, Arsenal, man. Odegaard. Finds Zinchenko. This manager's got to be brave and make changes. I'm sorry. You can't leave this team on the pitch for 90 minutes. There's people here not performing. They shouldn't get away with it. You shouldn't just let them have a bad game and think that it can stand. Look at that from Martinelli. Who do you think is in the area, bruv? Peter Crouch. Jesus is like 5'8". He ain't winning that header. Here's Kudus up against Gabriel. Great defending, Gabriel Magalhaes. This is absolute. You want me to time out for mentioning Solanke? My apology. Listen, I still don't want Solanke. I can't lie. But right now, I'd rather have him on the pitch than what we got. Here's Martinelli. Please lift your head up. You're running into people. Is anyone going to shoot? Declan Rice does shoot! Oh, over the bar. Just doesn't look good, this. Does not look good. West Ham have just parked the bus and said, try and get around this. I mean, at least Rice had a shot. I'm trying to stick with the boys. I don't want to be negative here, but the frustration's really kicking in. Why? I can't believe we're struggling so much to create chances. It's weird how we're playing. Last season, we were unbelievable. Here's Martinelli driving. Lift your head! Lift your head! You do not! He's shocking! And West Ham are on the break looking for Jared Bowen. David Raya collects it. Gabriel Martinelli, man. You rice pudding in his head with a blob of jam in the middle. Here's Jesus. Finds lift your head, bro, or the laptop's going out the window. Here's Jesus. He don't want to shoot. He's rolling around the floor doing roly-polies. Kudus sends Zinchenko to the shops. And they're on the break. We can't play in the rain. We're a fair weather team, man. Solar panels. Here's Jared Bowen. Drives into the area. Here come West Ham. Whipped across. Deflection. Goes out for a corner. We're hanging on the break, man. We look horrible. We look horrible. This is painful to watch. I can't believe what's happening. The wheels feel like they're all over. They feel like they're rolling off. Martinelli, mate, you are in. I don't know what's going off with Martinelli. What an end to the year, see. We miss Havertz. This is a disgrace, innit? Sam said Martinelli is thicker than a submarine window. That brother there, he should be off. Get Martinelli and Trossard off this pitch. I don't care. Give Smith Rowe and Nelson a chance. This is pathetic. Pinky and the brain. Ward-Prowse whips it in. It's flicked on. They've scored. It's over. It's done. Mavropanos. You are getting thrown out of this club. You're finished. You're never going to win major trophies. Shut up. Do your defending. Mavropanos 2-0. Lock it off. Mavropanos, you know, we sold the brother for 3.5 million. 2-0, game over. Game over, mate. Lock it off. Mavropanos, 6'4". Who's marking him? No one. Crossbarring him. What a header. Second shot on target. Barring in. Game over. Title done. Forget it. Done. I would not follow me on Twitter tonight. Some of you anyway. 2 p.m. James Ward-Prowse, what a ball. Look at this team. They're not built. They're not ready for this. This team ain't ready for this. No, look at Arteta. Where's the changes? You're 2-0 down. Drag man off. Two 0 you know, to West Ham. I can't believe it. I'm actually speechless. I don't know what to say. This should be on the Comedy Channel. You might as well put Ricky Gervais up front. Look at that. Look at... Odegaard, you're the captain of this club, mate. It's pathetic. Look at his recovery run. You are weak. This team better do something. Here's Martinelli. Don't expect much. He tried his best to give it away. You can't even get it round the defender. God, this team. You're trying to. The hood's got to go up. I hope this hoodie's got to go back as well. I can't do it. I'm glad I never bought the Ian Wright t-shirt. I'm glad. Look, they can't pass wind. They could not pass wind, this team. Moisey masterclass. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. How is Trossard still on the football pitch? How is Martinelli still on the football pitch? Throw in the damn towel. It's Drago against Apollo. North London as a... It's Jesus. He shoots. I mean, maybe that's why he don't shoot. High, wide, and not very handsome. And people telling me wait till the summer to get Osimhen. Are you mad, fam? Get Ivan Toney now. Forget the summer next season. Bun next season. Do something this season. This team ain't. They're not ready for the title, man. Too many nice players. You look through the years, man. Oh, look at Kudus. He's controlling the ball on his head. With Zinchenko just standing there. Look at where's the fight? Where's the fight in this team? Apart from the defenders. Done. Another season will fizzle out if we keep... We need some red stripe, I'm telling you. Babies. Look, ball given away. Kudus. How has this manager not made a substitution? This is a disgrace. He's just sitting there. What's he waiting for? What is he waiting for? Seriously. Is he waiting for 3-0? I can't believe it. Tottenham have lost. Don't even care. Can't enjoy it. Nothing to enjoy. We are a shambles. Spent 200 million and we're worse than last season. I said before the game I was nervous about this game. If you don't score against West Ham and force them to attack and they can get a lead, they will just park the bus. Pepe's smiling somewhere. City are coming back. Of course they are. Kevin De Bruyne's back, bro. They've got no players going to AFCON. Trossard finds Martinelli, gives it away. What's the point? At this point, what is the point? Like, seriously, what's the point, man? He's bringing Eddie on. I actually don't even mind that. That's how bad things are. I don't even mind him coming on. We've been that bad. Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus, mate. It's a waste of time at this point. Zinchenko. Nelson's coming on as well. I told you, he hates ESR. Arteta New Year gift to Moyes. First win at the Emirates. At home in our big up concept. Tapan said, season done. We ain't winning nothing. Arteta out. Jerome, this is how these men are on the training ground. Mikel Arteta not doing the job. You play how you train. Opposing managers always have a plan. Seems we don't. Big up, bro. Marty said I left work early for this. You might as well do overtime at this point. Here's Saka. What are this team made of? Look at Ben White. You're standing there. You stuck in concrete, mate. No wonder this guy don't watch football. What's the point of the bench if he doesn't trust it, says Fabric. And Sam said Eddie is coming on. It's game over. It's that desperate. I'm actually not unhappy to see him come on. Here's Saka, right-hand side. Whips it in. Headed away by Ogbonna. These lot think they've got a 6'5" striker. Nobody shoots. We put high crosses in with a 5'8" striker that's not in the penalty area. Here's Declan Rice, who probably can't believe... Here's Saka. He shoots. It's blocked. Ogbonna. Ogbonna's defending like Sol Campbell right now. He's about 37. Cheers, everyone. Merry Christmas. This is what they do for us. 2-0 down at home to West Ham. No one don't want to shoot. Odegaard finds Ben White. The cross is blocked. This team's not built. They're not built for the title. They ain't got that edge. You look at the best in any sport, boxing, anything. They've got a ruthless edge about them. If they look at that from Zinchenko, the man scooped down on the floor and headed it straight to Jared Bowen. They're on the attack. Here's Kudus, finds Jared Bowen. They think they can score another. Look, Kudus, you just pushed him over, Gabriel. I don't know how he got away with it. We're done, man. We're done. Nelson and Eddie coming on. I don't know who's going to come off. We haven't. That Martinelli chance. Here's Trossard. Is he going to do anything? He's been awful. Fine, Saka. Come on, Odegaard, run. Saka drifts inside. You need to pass. Odegaard, don't want to know it. This team's weak, man. This team ain't strong enough. They're not gritty enough. Look, Jared Bowen brushes Saliba off him. Good recovery, though, Saliba. This team is soft. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I'll tell you the truth on this channel. This team is not edgy enough to win the title. They're too nice. They're too nice. Here's Saka. Come on. Shot blocked. Corner. No. No. Goal kick. No. Ariola's going. They don't have that killer instinct. Nice. Too nice, man. Too nice. You don't win titles like that. You don't win titles being a nice team. You look at the teams that win the league. Diego Costa at Chelsea. Leicester with Vardy and Kante and them players there. City had their Fernandinhos and their Vincent Kompanies and players with that edge, that leadership. They're up for the physical battle. Martinelli's off. I'd send him on holiday, mate. In fact, I wouldn't send him on holiday. I'd make him train tomorrow morning. I'd say, bro, you ain't having a day off. I'll see you at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. You need to start working. Zinchenko's off. He is, honestly, mate, Pep has hustled the living daylights out of us. It's a pyramid scheme. We thought Zinchenko, mate, at left back. Zinchenko at left back is shocking. I'm actually glad Reece Nelson's on. At least he's direct. Saka whips it in. Oh! Header straight at the goalkeeper. Jesus, mate, he just don't want to eat his dinner. He's not hungry. What a ball by Saka. Oh, come on, bro. You're 7 yards out, man. He's got to score that. You've headed it straight. He's 7 yards out, bruv. It's a great ball from Saka. Head it either side of him. It's in. West Ham are just pumping it long now. This is horrendous. Tony scores that in his sleep, mate. In his sleep. Just nods that in the corner. Keeper ain't saving it. Here's Declan Rice. I can't believe what I'm watching. I really can't believe what I'm watching. Come on. They need to score in the next 10 minutes, I'd say, to have any chance of winning anyway. We look like we could play for the next fortnight and we wouldn't score. The game's been so predictable. It's unbelievable. If you're not watching this game, all we've done is pass to Saka. Here's Eddie and Nketiah in the area. Smashes it across. It's blocked. Here's Odegaard. Good feet, but it's not the time for that pretty stuff. Great ball. Ben White whips it in. Jesus! Oh, my God, please. This guy don't want to score. He's not interested. He's not. I mean, to be fair. Nah, man, nah. Nah. Nah, I'm not interested, man. I'm not interested. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. That guy is not the answer. I'm sorry. I'm done with it. I'm done. I can't. And I like Jesus, you know. I think he's a baller, but nah. Sorry, mate. Sorry. You ain't winning a title with him up front. Hey, Ginge, you better relax. Big up Ray Giads. He's a Liverpool fan, so he's trolling me right now. You ain't winning a title with Jacazette up front. You're just not. Gabriel Jacazette. You ain't winning titles with him up front, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. I like him. Get me Tony in January. Not interested in any... I don't care about the Osimhen talk. He ain't... Like, that's 6 months. He probably won't come to us. Just get Tony and keep it moving. This ain't happening. This ain't happening. I told you, it's Lacazette with better cheekbones and a better hairline. That's it. Pep knew what he was doing. Yo, Mikel, come and take Jesus, man. He'll do really well for you. The link-up play. Just give me 45 million. He's yours. All right. Listen, I got this left-back for you. He'll work a treat in your team, mate. Yeah, Zinchenko. We won the league with it. They've fallen for it again. They keep hustling us. You got Vincent Kompany telling us that Lokonga's the new Yaya Toure. We bought him. He's horrendous. He's the new Yaya Sanogo. You've signed Jesus, 11 goals last season, and 3 goals this season. You've signed Zinchenko at left-back. He can't defend. It's a pyramid scheme. They've scammed us. Odegaard, look at that, mate. Overhits the pass, out for a goal kick. Saka's got blonde hair. He's playing like Rashford, which ain't good. Listen, man. Don't let them ruin your Christmas and New Year. I'll tell you that. Don't let them ruin your Christmas and New Year. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. How much patience am I meant to have? You're right. You're spot on, MO7. Get your own ideas. Oh, Pep inverts. I'll invert. Pep wants a ball-playing goalkeeper. I'll get a ball-playing goalkeeper. Whatever Pep does, we do. Oh, Pep. I want a left-footed centre-back that can play at full-back. He's got Ake, so I'll get Kivior. But Kivior ain't Ake, bro. Pep. Stop doing what Pep does. Klopp don't do what Pep does. And Klopp's won the Champions League, the Premier League, the League Cup and the FA Cup. Actually, what Pep does, you probably need to do the opposite. Odegaard whips it in. Oh, God. Nelson misses the ball. Jesus does well. That's great strength. Ref, give us the free kick, Michael Oliver. Free kick. 21 minutes to go. I said it before and I say it again. And I know, not reactionary. I'm calm. I'm not shouting. I think Arteta's a good manager. But I don't think he wins you Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues at Arsenal. Maybe he could go Man City when Pep goes there. But at Arsenal, with the Kroenkes, they're not ruthless enough. Chelsea won because Abramovich demanded win now or you're sacked. That's why Chelsea was successful under Roman. Man City win because Abu Dhabi say, there's your money, get your players, but you have to win, Pep. We're paying you 30 million a year. And he wins. At Arsenal, it's, oh, we're improving, phase this, trust the pro. Look at that free. Have you just seen the free kick that I've just seen from Reece Nelson? He's took a free kick, he's kicked it out for a goal kick. Are this team drunk? Like, were they in tape in London over the weekend? With I Show Speed and them. What is... Breathalyze the team. You can see how this season's going to go if we don't invest. We haven't laid a glove on this West Ham team. Good run by Nelson. Loses the ball. It's headless chicken FC, innit? No. Pinned Kuda. Kudos, by the way. We should have signed him. 35 million. Here's Declan Rice, who's probably shell-shocked. I came here to... And you're getting turned over again. Alfred said, possession FC with no product. A goalkeeper who is scared to come for crosses. Martinelli got all the skill set of Vardy, yet we think he's a winger. Big up Alfred. Didn't really need to spend 30 million on David Raya. Trossard whips it in. Come on, here's Saka. I don't even get excited when we get the ball on the edge of the box. Declan Rice shoots. It's like a pass back, mate. How is Trossard still on the pitch? He hates ESR. He absolutely hates ESR, this manager. Aubameyang scores both those headers. You're not wrong. Rice gives it away now. Big up Cliff in Miami. Vivek, bro, I'm spoiled. 20 years. No major title is prison. That's where we're at right now, man. We're in Alcatraz. Welcome to the Rock. Sean Connery. I tell you what, we're going to need some comedy to get through this, people. That's why I call it information and entertainment. We're going to need the entertainment to get through this. We ain't winning this game. We ain't even getting a point. I'm telling you now. 18 minutes to go. Areola's barely made a save. Everything's been straight at him. AB said, break the bank, get Tony. It's Kuda. Spins, gets into the area. It's blocked. Shoots. It's blocked again. Ah, dear. That left-hand side, man, has been woeful for weeks. Martinelli and Trossard, non-existent. How is ESR not on the pitch? You know what? At this point, I'm not even bothered if ESR comes on. It ain't going to make no difference. We need a striker more than Biden needs a nap, says Football Capo. Big up. Jonathan, can you shout out my mate Giles, Lidford and Terry? Big up you, man. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Amit said, Welbeck's better than Jesus watching at 3 a.m. in India. I'd take Welbeck. No banter. Vincent said, get me Carlo or walk to Liverpool and get Klopp. You got no chance of getting Klopp. He's ingrained in that club. Here's Eddie and Ketia. Oh, Saka with the shot block. They've got brick walls up now, mate. Here's Odegaard. He don't want to shoot. He's trying to play 1-2s from 8 yards out. Look at this. Get the damn ball in the box. Trossard saved by Areola. Straight at him again. Concept, are we on the performance hampering? Took their own pills. The rate at which we've dropped off is alarming. These lot had a good Christmas, man, I'm telling you, because something ain't right. This is the worst performance of the season, in my opinion. This is horrendous. I don't know why I'm so bothered. This team is trash. This is rubbish. Corner whipped in, up in the air. Trossard. Look, they're trying to play 1-2s. What is that? Don't foul him, please. He's under pressure. You don't need to foul him. Well done, Deckers. Can't believe how poor we've been. Here's Saka. Jared Bowen's on him. 16 minutes to go. I've given up on us winning the game, to be honest. But you never know. Here's Odegaard, still not shooting. Oh, in fact, he does shoot. And that is timid and terrible and off target. I actually think Odegaard's tried to make things happen today. But I said it before and I say it again, people. You're only as good. Creative players are only as good as the players they're creating for. And at the moment, he's creating for players that can't score, don't want to score. You know what I mean? They don't score. Jesus turns down shots. Trossard still giving the ball away, still on the pitch. How is he still on the pitch? I've got no idea how Trossard is still on the pitch. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. This is so bad. This has shell-shocked me. No, it's not good enough. Not good enough. It feels like there are a lot. It feels like the pipes burst and there's all sorts of leaks. Like, this doesn't feel like a one little, you know, it's just a bad day at the office. It kind of feels like, actually, we've got some problems here. John said, City going to win it again. White is pony. Ben White has looked awful the last few weeks. He's been awful. I would say Ben White is totally out of form. Zinchenko has gone. Trossard's been awful. Odegaard's played all right tonight. At least he's tried to make something happen. Saka's not at his best. Martinelli's playing the worst I've ever seen him at Arsenal. And Jesus, yeah, he's awful as well at the moment. Look at that from Eddie Nketiah. Just gives the ball away. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Oh, he's alive! He's coming on the pitch. Hallelujah. Why didn't you bring him on 20 minutes ago, bro? Why didn't you bring him on 20 minutes ago? What have you waited for? Game's basically over. Here's Gabriel. This is madness. It's pathetic, this performance. At home, you know. Here's Saka. We're still not shooting. We're still trying to play 1-2s. Trossard's still losing the ball. Here's Odegaard. He's been our best attacking player. Probably hasn't shot as much as I'd have wanted him to. He's the only player that's tried to make something happen. Saliba finds Saka. Are we going to shoot? Save by Ariel. We could play till January the 5th. We wouldn't score. We could play for another week. We won't hit the back of the net. If I was ESR, I'd say, bro, why are you bringing me on so late? You should have brought me on ages ago. All our shots have been on target. Like, straight at the keeper, I mean. Concept said I was shook before the game. I'm mad for allowing predications in the chat to make me think it would be easier than it would be. We are done. Come on, Jesus turns on the left wing. Not where you want him. They are bullying us. Look when we get the ball. Look at Odegaard here. 1, 2, 3 on him. They're on him. He nicks a free kick in the end. I said before the game, that midfield will clamp us down if we don't move the ball quick. Souček and Ward-Prowse and Alvarez. They're hard. Trossard comes off. I wouldn't be shaking his hand if I was the manager, mate. I'd slap him over his head. Say, you're at training at 9 o'clock. This ain't Brighton. Jerome said, Arteta out. We won't win with this manager. Sorry to say it. Well, I've said it for a long time, but I was hoping I would be proved wrong. City are in second or third gear. They'll still probably pull away with it. Former MVP, I've been saying it. 2020 Arsenal attack is better. What are you saying? The Aubameyang, Pepe, Lacazette, that kind of time. We had a striker who scared everyone. Do you know what I mean? That was the difference. Even Saka, as great a player as I think he is, I think teams will double up on him and make life difficult for him. But it feels like teams are able to stop Saka. Do you know what I mean? Where I felt like Prime Oba, you couldn't stop him. Odegaard, oh, unlucky, unlucky. Actually, you know what? Odegaard's one of the only players, even though physically you know he's not going to be up for the battle too much, Odegaard's one of the only players that's tried all game. I mean, that's a great ball that he's trying. It's an eye of the needle ball. But the rest of them, mate, an absolute disgrace. I'm sorry. An absolute disgrace. I always say it, creative players, you can only work because you're only as good as the players in front of you. If I play a great ball and Jesus don't score it, you stop me getting an assist. Maybe he could score more goals and shoot more. But that front three at the moment, Saka's trying to carry that front three by himself. Saka needs a right back that can overlap, and he needs to add a little bit more to his game. Martinelli is in the worst form of his Arsenal career. He's absolutely, I don't know what's happened to him. He's been space jammed, honestly. They've space jammed him and took his energy and everything. Here's Saka. Finds Odegaard. He's the only one. He's the only one. Honestly, he's given the ball away. He's done. He's probably gone as well now. No one else. Where's the rest of them? Where's the rest of them? They've been dreadful. Ball over the top. Kudus. David Raya comes out. Does well. This half has just flown by. We've done nothing. Rice has basically played at centre-back. Honestly, somebody just said there, where Trixie, is it me or is Rice centre-back? Here's Saka. Finds Jesus. We're still... Is that a penalty? Just give us it. Penalty. No, ref says no. Saka's diving now. He'll do a VAR check. Ogbonna looks a little bit worried though, you know. First of all, it's a good flick. I don't know. Does he make contact? Maybe, it's minimal, but maybe there was a bit of contact. No, ref says no. Computer says no. Oh, my days. Cheers, everyone. Don't let this spoil your New Year and Christmas. They don't deserve it. I told you, we're living in the Truman Show. The real-life Truman Show. Oh, they are doing a VAR check. I thought they'd said no. Big up Sam Bond. We've got Super Mick the Bottler, he says. Was it a dive? I mean, they're doing a VAR. It looks like there was a little tap. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I'm desperate. I'll take it. I don't care. I'm not bothered. It's a bit of a, yeah. Yeah, it's shameless. It is shameless. I'm not hiding. But we're desperate. Give us a stinky diving penalty. Is there contact? Yes. No, the ref don't give it. He was like Tom Daly in the swimming pool. Corner to West Ham. Listen, people, just make sure tomorrow, around 2 p.m., you ain't doing nothing, because Arsenal therapy is back with a vengeance. Like Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, people. Because when's the last time Arsenal didn't score at home, by the way? Let's say Curtis Shaw. When's the last time we didn't score in a home game? Win the dog. Got a dog called Win and we don't win. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just... Ward-Prowse corner, whips it in. It's up in the air. They've really done a number on us tonight. Seriously. Absolute masterclass from Moisey. Ball whipped in, headed away. It doesn't even look like we're going to score. I've got to be honest. It does not even look like we're going to get a goal. Never mind get a draw or a win. Saka gets wiped out. Free kick. They need to get rid of this dog. Like, why would you come out publicly and say, we've got a dog at the training ground and it's called Win? These guys just don't think. But hey, it is what it is. Here's ESR. Finds Jesus. Arsenal therapy, 2 p.m. We will be there, people. We will be there. Am I surprised by this? Not massively. Not massively. Because the reality is this, people. I don't think we're good enough to win the league. I really don't. And I don't want people to think I'm over exaggerating or being overly negative. I'm trying to work with reality. Because when you work with reality, you can find balance. You won't feel let down. Is this team good enough to win the league? Last season, they weren't good enough to win the league, right? Ben White's form has dropped massively. Zinchenko's has dropped massively. Thomas Partey's injured. Xhaka's left. Martinelli, Saka are not at the level they were at last season. And Jesus is at an even lower level. Odegaard's not as good as last season. And you've added Declan Rice, who's been brilliant. So, apart from Declan Rice, what is better about this team than last season? Smith Rowe shoots straight at the keeper. Apart from Declan Rice, all right, the two centre-backs have probably got better than they were last season. But the attack is worse. And you've lost Xhaka, you've lost Partey. And arguably, we're still not sure whether Raya's even better than Ramsdale. So, the team, we spent 200 million and we're not much better. We're not much better. Timber could have been a game changer, injured, unlucky. Look at the fans streaming out of the stadium. Why? You know what I mean? Streaming out. Couple of days after Christmas. It's freezing. It's raining. I mean, I don't know. Look at the state of that. Rice overhits the pass. Saka tries to keep it in. Goes straight to a West Ham player. On one hand, you could say the fans should wait till the end. But on the other hand, you're watching that performance. Jesus with a tough challenge. This game's ridiculous. Let's see. You can't put someone's best player for 100 mil, then lose to them at home and ask for more money. It's crazy. Imagine we bought their best player for 100 million and they turned up with Ward-Prowse, Alvarez and Souček and dealt with us, with him in our midfield and beat us. They've beat us twice this season. Knocked us out the cup at home 3-1 and then came to our ground and dealt with us 2-0. Light work. Here's Odegaard. Finds Jesus. Back to Odegaard. Have a pop. Shots deflected. Areola collects. They might as well blow the whistle. Just get the AFCON ref and blow the whistle. End the game and do us all a favour. End this. End it now. Rice is playing for West Ham, so was it? You-man really tried to say Saka's better than Foden, says MJ. I can't even have that discussion right now. I'm not in the right mind frame to have that discussion. Fabricator said, if you like it or not, we lost our cojones with Granit Xhaka. I was never the biggest fan of Granit Xhaka, but one thing I always said about Granit, he don't hide. He takes the criticism, he takes the praise, he's there, you know? And, I mean, Deckers has been brilliant, so Rice ain't the problem, but with losing Xhaka and Partey and getting Rice, we've lost balance in our midfield. Juan Deo said we have big problems. The league position has papered over it. We've done nothing, won nothing, and literally bottled everything for 3 years. Nelson with a shocking cross. Bro, I mean, I always believe you either win or you nearly win. And at the moment, we nearly win. We're not winning. The one thing Arteta won was with the team that he didn't create, with the players he didn't want. He won the FA Cup with Aubameyang and Ceballos and Bellerin and Pepe and Lacazette. He spent 700 million. He hasn't been able to win anything. Look, Eddie's doing bicycle kicks straight at the keeper. You spend 700 million, you can't win a... And this isn't... Because some people will say, oh, it's one defeat. Don't go over the top. You know, it's one defeat. It's only 2 points behind Liverpool, blah, blah, blah. And I get that. But patterns emerge at Arsenal, and we've seen these patterns emerge time and time again. You lose a game, you hit a bad run of form. I would say half of our team at the moment is out of form. Out of form completely. Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, Saka's below par. Let's face it, Havertz has not been great. Odegaard has been quiet. He's just started to improve, I would say. 2 fullbacks at the moment are not good. Still question marks over the goalkeeper. And the bench is absolutely bang average. It is so bang average. And that's the problem. You can't even drop some of these players because who are you dropping them for? Oh, yeah, I'll bring in Jorginho and Mohamed El Neni. You know, it ain't going to improve. You give Nelson a run out, possibly, but the manager obviously doesn't think he's up to it. ESR, he doesn't trust him. You know, you've created a squad that doesn't look good enough. We're still spamming crosses. Here's Odegaard, who has a shot. Great save, Areola. You know what? I've actually gained a lot of respect for Martin Odegaard tonight. And some people will say he hasn't had the best of games, had too many touches. I get that. But you know what? You didn't hide. One thing, you know, he wants the ball. 90th minute, he's still getting the ball, turning out, shooting. Where's Jesus been for the second half? When did he have a shot? Do you know what I mean? Where's our striker been? Here's Reece Nelson. He has a shot. That is absolutely pathetic. Like, no wonder this guy doesn't come on. We should have got rid of him when we had the chance. What the hell is that? I'm going to tweet. Odegaard, one of the only players who can hold his head up tonight. Never hidden all game. Listen, I always say I got more respect for a player trying and having a bad game than a guy just not doing nothing. What's Gabriel Jesus done in this second half as our striker? Has he had shot after shot after shot? No, he hasn't. What the hell has Trossard done in this game? Saka has just cut inside and done nothing. Here's Saka, shoots, blocked out for a corner. Predictable as anything, mate, this game. Absolutely shocking. We're in the 90th minute, 91st minute, 5 minutes added on. If we score now, it means very little. Corner, in-swinger, Odegaard takes it. Oh, flicked on, it's over. Over the bar. I think it's another corner. Where has this performance come from? Tom said, need to reinforce in January. We have no bite in our attack. Corner again, whipped in, headed away. Cooper said this team has no heart. It doesn't feel like they know how to win. It's a mentality thing, isn't it? Great touch, ESR. What a touch that is. They could have been on the break there. Out wide to Jesus. Where else would he be? We only need a goal, mate. And our striker's on the left wing. Eddie shoots. It's blocked. Oh, we wouldn't score if we played for another 6 months. West Ham have absolutely defended outstanding. Got to give them credit. Saka out to our left winger, Jesus. Finds Nelson. We're still playing 1-2s. Here's Declan Rice. Finds Jesus. Are you going to do anything? Are we just still playing 1-2s? Gabriel Magalhaes. Cross whipped in. We ain't going to win a header. They've got Mavropanos, Ogbonna, Beer Height. In New York for Christmas and New Year. Can't even rely on the Knicks to lift my spirits. Awful. We're not serious about the title. Need a new dog in January. Listen, we should call the dog Nearly. Call the dog Nearly. Don't call it win. Call it Nearly. Because we nearly win. Here's Odegaard. Bless him. He's tried his best. I feel for him. Look, he's done. He's looking like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, mate. He don't know where he is. He's looking around for his family. They've gone. They've caught a plane somewhere else. Listen, information and entertainment. If we ain't got some entertainment, it's going to be a long, hard season. Big up Marco. Vegas Gunnar. Who is Arteta without Saka, Saliba and Martinelli, who were here already, and a huge checkbook? It remains to be seen. Klopp with Endo has a better chance to challenge, says Dinashen. Oh, and he costs, what, 15 million quid? Ball given away. Who are the leaders in this team to start getting at players to do their job, bruv? Jerome, we lack leadership desperately. Desperately. Even though Rice looks like a leader, he's just got here. He probably don't want to start shouting at people yet. You know? Turned it off, embarrassing, says Jeff. Penalty. Penalty to West Ham. Declan Rice gives it away. Match fixing. If you like it or not, you could not have wrote a worse script than this. Before the game, we're saying Declan Rice will score the winner. He slips over, sticks his leg out, wipes out Emerson. Look at Moyes. Penalty. It's over. I mean, it's been over. I'm not even... I don't even know what to say. I'm lost. I'm lost for words, people. Rice, baby, you know. Oh, my days. What is... Ben Rama to take the penalty. Digger D, Maya Mills. If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. David Raya in goal. This is the last kick of the game. This is absolute... By the way, people, I will see you all at 2 p.m. tomorrow. We got things to talk about. He might as well score at this point. Save David Raya. Saves the penalty. I mean, what do you want me to do? Cheer it? I couldn't even enjoy Tottenham getting beat. Just blow the whistle, ref. Let me enjoy my evening. Whistle blown. 2-0 defeat. David Raya saved the penalty. What did he do? Well done. Well done, West Ham. I'm not a sore loser, you know, honestly. Man was on ice, baby, I'm telling you. I'm not a sore loser. West Ham, they sucker punched us. Turned up, nicked the goal, defended, and got another one. Are we allowed to talk about Arteta, or should we ignore that? Because when you go on Twitter and mention his name, it's like, you know, you're not allowed to speak about him. Young Gunner said, one of our main fundamental issues is Arteta having too much trust in certain players. We sacrificed our fluidity for solidarity, yet we're still poor. H said, E-Ross said, H, I want my $200. I need to watch like Coming to America or something. I need some comedy, man, to lift my mood. David Reyes delighted, waving at people. Yes, I saved the penalty. Shut your mouth, bro. You conceded 2. Get down the tunnel and move. I don't care that you saved the penalty. It's ain't Brentford. That's a night to forget. Bring in Tony. David said, Arteta, where is our plan B if plan A doesn't work? Let's get the tweet out. No plan B. Too predictable. If we don't spend big in January, we aren't winning anything. And Arteta questions need to be asked at the end of the season. If we don't win anything. Here we go. There you go, mate. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. Moyes, you know, at the Emirates. Are you mad? It's not like Brighton turned up who played great football. Like, they've got no Antonio. Paqueta came off. They've got Ogbonna at centre-back. No, man's sending me messages with loads of hammers. The hammers have done us. That, people, is what you call... What did Arteta call it? Disgracia. That is an absolute disgrace from top to bottom, that performance. Absolutely crap, says Lee. I don't know what to say. Nathan said, Big C, 700 million spent. Arteta is on the verge of not winning anything in 5 years. Serious questions need to be asked. 100%, bro. Frost Jr., Gabriel Martinelli training 5 a.m. He should be running around the hills or something. White and Zinchenko aren't the long-term solution. Totally agree. That needs to be Timber and Tomiyasu, but Timber could be out all season. Dinashem, win the dog should be bottle the dog. Yep, you're right on that. And Tom said, 12:30 a.m. in South Africa. I've had enough. Bring Tony to the carpet. What the F was that performance? That certainly wasn't a team that's going to win the league. And Callum, thank you for your super chat, bro. In front of Thierry, you know. You man put in that performance. In front of Thierry, you man put in that. You man are supposed to be winning the league. Bit of prep. 2-0. You didn't even score against West Ham. West Ham are a good team. Like I said, I've got to give West Ham credit. I just want to go through a couple of results, people, that West Ham have had this season, away from home in particular. West Ham drew at Bournemouth. Yeah, you're hearing this right. They drew at Bournemouth away from home. They lost 3-1 to Liverpool away from home. They lost 4-1 to Aston Villa away from home. They lost 2-1 to Olympiacos away from home. They lost 3-2 to Brentford away from home. They lost 5-0 to Fulham away from home 3.5 weeks ago. And last week, they lost 5-1 to Liverpool away from home. And they've turned up and beaten us 2-0 in our own backyard. Rolled us over and tickled our bellies because our team looked like they ate too much food and drank too much over Christmas. Some people say reactionary. One game. No need to panic. There is a need to panic. There is a need to panic. Because what tends to happen with Arsenal is a pattern emerges and then things start to go wrong. All of a sudden, Fulham away looks like a difficult game at the weekend. And I don't rate Fulham. I don't rate Fulham. But all of a sudden, I'm looking at Fulham going, Iwobi, he's going to be fired up for it. Willian, he's going to be fired up for it. Bernd Leno, he's going to be fired up for it. That's not going to be an easy game. I don't want anybody in the chat to think I'm being reactionary. I haven't even really ranted and raved that much about that. I'm kind of not surprised that we've played like that. We've been riding our luck for weeks, if we're being totally honest. Been riding our luck for weeks. Liverpool 1-1, scraped it. Villa 1-0. Couldn't finish. Luton, last minute winner, couldn't put them away. Wolves 2-1, struggled. Brentford, last minute winner. Newcastle, we got beat. West Ham, we got beat. Sevilla 2-1 late goal. Chelsea draw, 2-0 down. Lens, we got beat. Man City, we scored late. Tottenham, we drew. Everton, we scored 1-0. Man United, we scored late. Palace 1-0. Hung on. Drew with Fulham. Beat Forest 2-1. Couldn't pull away. Arsenal at the moment have a distinct lack of ability to finish games off. That's the problem. It's not even about ranting and raving and Arteta out and all of this. The manager's got to be questioned. Because you shouldn't spend money and get worse. If I give you 50 grand now and say, listen, do up your house, and I come to your house and your windows are worse and your carpet's terrible, I say, what the hell do you do with the 50 grand? Your house should look better. Our house looks worse. We've smashed the windows and pulled up the carpet. What's going on? If I was Stan Kroenke, and I don't like the Kroenkes, by the way. I don't rate the Kroenkes. Despite the 200 million, I don't rate them. If I was the Kroenkes, I'd be ringing up Arteta saying, brother, didn't you spend 220 million in the summer? How come the team looks like this? We were the most exciting team in the Premier League last year until the last probably month. We were unbelievable. Nearly every game last season was an absolute joy to watch. Odegaard was cooking. Saka was ripping people apart. Martinelli was on fire. I watch Arsenal this season. I'm in pain watching them. I'm like, this is rubbish. This is terrible. Somebody said it earlier in the comments. The league position is papering over what we are this season. It's papering over what we are. We're not that good. We're not that good. If it wasn't for Gabriel, Saliba, Declan Rice, we'd probably be 8-9 points worse off. We're not that good. Zinchenko looks horrific. Absolutely horrific. If I'm a right winger for any team that's playing against Arsenal, oh my God. Zinchenko is like an early Christmas present. You can do whatever you want. He's rubbish. Honestly, and I'm not being disrespectful. Zinchenko is an international player. He's a midfielder. He's not bad. He can play. He played for Man City, won titles. At left back, forget it. It's done and dusted. You get away with it against Sheffield United, Burnley, Bournemouth, Luton at home. 75% possession, not a great right winger. Against anyone with a good right winger, this guy is a complete myth. As you say, he's a liability. Kudus tonight was spinning him around like Ceballos when he was here. What's happened to Ben White? What's happened to Ben White? Last season with Trippier, best right back in the Premier League. This season, it's an I don't know what the hell's going off with him. He said he don't watch football. He looks like he don't play football. Dan said, stop overreacting. Dan, you need to overreact a little bit more, mate. To be honest, I'll be respectful. We haven't won the league for 20 years, in case you're wondering. That's why we've got gold on our home kit this season to commemorate 20 years since the Invincibles. Should we wait another 20, Dan? Do we need another 700 million before we win it? I think you need to start reacting a little bit more. Because I'm not here for vibes. We don't do this every week as football fans for just vibes. Oh, let's have a vibe and watch our team, but don't worry if we win or lose. Don't overreact. Don't overreact, Curtis. You're overreacting. Stop it. Stop it. Come on, man. How long do you want us to wait, bro? 700 million. Man, you've all watched Man City this season. Their best player's been injured all season. Forget Haaland. Kevin De Bruyne's Man City's best player. He hasn't kicked a ball. They went, 5 games without winning? And they're right behind us. They've actually got a game in hand. If they win their game in hand, they go above us. How crazy is that? Man City drew, 3 or 4 games in a row and then lost one. They went to the Club World Cup, won that, came back. If they win their game in hand, they go above us. And people telling me to stop overreacting. All right, cool. When we finish 4th, give me the explanation why we finished 2nd, spent 200 million and fell down the league. Because at the moment, I think Liverpool and Man City finish above us. Because the Kroenkes won't do what's necessary in January. They won't go and buy a striker for 70 million. They'll sit there and we'll go and get a 30 million player on loan with an option to buy. Arteta's plan B, C, D equals A. You're right. One plan only. Up to Jesus. Pass. 1-2, 1-2. Odegaard, Saka. Rice, Ben White, Saka, Odegaard. Triangles, squares, circles. West Ham just sat there like, what are you doing? Why are you putting crosses in the box? Ogbonna's bold with Vaseline on his eyebrows. He'll head the ball all day. Mavropanos, 6'4", will head the ball all day. And we're whipping crosses into Jesus. Have you seen our record with Michael Oliver as ref? Tom, honestly, mate, and I do agree with you, you can have a discussion about the ref, and I've got no problem with that. As Michael Jackson once said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm looking at our team first before Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver never kicked the ball at Zinchenko. Michael Oliver never left Mavropanos free from a corner. Michael Oliver's not refusing to shoot from 25 yards out. Maybe the ball went out of play. We could see the post, so it would probably indicate the ball was out. But I saw Martin Odegaard doing crossovers like Steph Curry at Anfield the other day, and they didn't get a penalty. It happens. I didn't see Arsenal fans crying about that. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Guess what? You never hear Pep moaning about the ref. You know why? Because 99% of the time, his team handles business. Great teams don't really have to complain about the refs. Concept said we lost 6 games last season, already lost 3. It's not reactionary. We cannot afford to drop points to the teams we are and expect to win a title. I said before the game, to win the league, you've got to win all the games you're expected to win. The margin for error is that small. Like you said, we lost 6. We've lost 3. We've still got to go to the Etihad. We've still got to go to Tottenham. We've still got to go to West Ham. Still got to go to Man United. We've still got to go to Brighton. They're tough away games at the back end of the season. You can't lose 6, 7, 8 games and win the league. The level is so high because of Pep. McLovin have to get up at 5 a.m. for work, minimum wage, while Zinchenko is getting 200k for pretending to be some midfield maestro. He is garbage. And I mean, I feel for you. I do. I feel for you. But I keep saying the first thing I would say with Zinchenko is everybody, Stevie Wonder can see Zinchenko ain't a left back. So he doesn't walk into the office and say, right, I'm going to play left back tomorrow. The manager says, despite the fact I've just watched you have another shocker, I'm going to play you at left back again against Mohamed Kudus. I'm going to play you left back again next week and the week after. At one point, we've got to start saying, Zinchenko is Arteta's fault. You signed him and you pick him every week and you got rid of Tierney. It's your fault. You signed Kivior. Kivior's not good at left back. It's your fault. It's not Zinchenko's fault. I'm afraid it's not. I'm past the point of blaming him. He's not good at defending, and that's the problem. Callum said 4 more top players for the starting 11 needed, and you ain't going to get that out of this ownership. Ramiz said, get Fofana, pay Raya 27 and get Tony 10 million loan. I just don't think Brentford would do that. I got to be honest. Listen, I know there was a report saying that could happen, but I don't think they would do it. Why would they do us that favour? I look at Brentford at the moment, they're getting dragged into the relegation battle. If you look at it, people, Luton are 3rd from bottom on 15 points. Brentford are 14th on 19 points. They've won 1 of their last 5. They've lost their last 4 games. Brentford could sell Ivan Toney and get relegated. That's the reality of the situation. And Buemo's out for 12 weeks. They've got no goals in him. I don't think they're going to sell him. It's too costly for them. If they sell him for 60, 70 million and get relegated, they've lost that money straight away. S. Ronnie said, we're not good enough to win the league. We need serious signings in Jan. They found out Arteta's game plan. Nearly FC. And Law said, have a happy new year, Big C. I hope we get Tony. Listen, It's 4.5k in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Arsenal Therapy will be at 2 p.m. tomorrow. What I will say, and what I always try and say is, don't let this Arsenal team ruin your week or your weekend. New Year coming up. We play on New Year's Eve now against Fulham. Quick turnaround. Latte said we'll be fourth at the end. I'm ready for reality. Back to lie. All of a sudden, Fulham away looks like a hard game at the weekend. I've got to be honest. Like I said, Iwobi, Willian, Leno, 3 former Arsenal players. Imagine how fired up they're going to be to prove a point at home. They've just seen Arsenal get beat. Going to be a hard game. The biggest indictment for me today that really bothered me was we looked so predictable. We looked so slow and lethargic and predictable. The ball into Odegaard, give it to Saka, double up on him. He tries to cross it and nothing happens. It was so predictable. It was frustrating. We've gone from being one of the best teams in the league. We look like you can prepare for us quite easily now. And that's the problem. As I said, attack the priority this January. If we fall short, so be it. But the finishing is atrocious. I really hope they ask him about it in the press conference. We look void of ideas in the final third. Arteta is not attack-minded, which you would think he was managing with Pep. GG said, Man said overreacting. If you've not been watching the games, it's been coming. We've been scraping wins and draws. Unfortunately, some of the Arsenal fan base don't like the truth because they think, I don't know, that the criticism bothers them. But we need the solution more than the criticism. It doesn't make sense. When you understand what the problem is and you try and solve the problem, you can move forward as a football club. When you want to pretend that the problems don't exist, you will never sort out the problem. So when I tweet things and I say things online, half the fan base can't cope with it. Oh, he's criticising Jesus. How dare he? He's won the title at Man City. And oh, he said Arteta's not good enough. I can't cope with it. He's the new Pep. No, actually he's not, mate. We're predictable. Half of our attack ain't playing well. And we need to spend big money in January. Big money. But guess what? The Cronkies will feed crumbs in January. They'll put out stories to get us excited. I'll make videos and thumbnails about Osimhen, about Ivan Toney, about Vlahovic, about Barella. And we'll end up with some unknown Donny in midfield on loan for £30 million obligation. You know how this story goes, people. We've seen this story before, as I said. You know what happens in the Titanic. Everything's going good. Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I'm saying? He gets, what's her name? I forget her name, but you know what I mean? Next minute, iceberg. And this is Arsenal. We get to January and we can't steer past the iceberg because the owners don't want to win. Because winning costs money. And they don't want to put their hand in their own pocket. They'll say, how much have you earned? Okay, there you go, brother. You go and spend that. If it goes over that, don't bother ringing my phone. Because I'm at the NBA game in Denver. And I'm watching, Denver Nuggets with Jokic. Highest paid player in the NBA. Their player who won the championship last year. After they saw LA Rams build one of the most expensive stadiums in the world. Create one of the best teams. Win the Super Bowl. He's there wearing the hat, lifting the trophy. When's the last time you seen the Cronkies at an Arsenal game? Are they bothered, really? Are they going to go big in January? We all know deep down they won't go big. So that's the problem. Until we deal with reality, we're going to be in the same situation, I'm afraid. Liverpool played first and you lose today. Mentality, exactly. Pressure got put on us. We couldn't cope with it. Seen Liverpool win. Seen City win. We turned up. We could have played for another month. We wouldn't have scored past West Ham. Our attack has now moved to number 1 in terms of priority. KSE, get your checkbook out or else. Bro, you know that ain't happening. I'll make all the videos. I'll talk about all the rumours. We'll get excited. Ivan Toney, Osimhen, Vlahovic. Not happening. Not in January. This club don't like spending money in January. F94, after the Villa loss, I said we weren't winning the league, but this still bites. When are we going to be the real deal instead of a false dawn? So tired. Listen, genuinely, right? People think sometimes I'm tweeting things online about Arsenal to wind people up. I'm not. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat. I'm suffering it with you. I want the club to be better. But not all of the fan base, some of the fan base, but collectively they won't demand it out of these owners. They won't. Whatever they get given, they run with it and have parties with it. Like, oh, yes, oh, they spent some money. They're great owners. No, they're not. They're spending what we're earning. So how are they great owners? How? They're not great owners. We spent 200 million. We look worse than last season. Look at the bench. Look at the state of the bench that we've got at the moment. No game changers on the bench. I feel for him. ESR, okay, you know, he's not fit, but there's nothing there. When he brought them subs on, we all sat there and went, nah, they're not going to get us back into this game, I'm afraid. They're just not. Nelson will run around, he's lively. ESR I don't know what's going on with ESR. Eddie ain't going to get you back into the game. There's nothing. There's nothing there on the bench. Nothing's going to get you back into that game. So many players out of form. When so many players are out of form, it's the manager's fault, I'm afraid. It's the system. It's not a coincidence. It doesn't happen like that where players all drop out of form at the same time. Like Martinelli, this is the worst Martinelli I've seen at Arsenal. The worst. He was better when he just left the 4th division of Brazil and came to Arsenal. He was better than this. He was better than this. He's a Brazilian international now. And he looks terrible. What's going on with Martinelli? Where's the development? What is he doing in training every day? I was joking about it. Like, yo, lift your head. We used to laugh about that. Oh, lift your head, bro. He literally can't lift his head up. He runs with his head down on the floor. Well, these guys in the Brazil squad. He went to the World Cup. He should be a world beater by now. Going backwards. Saka. No overlap. He looks like he's hitting the ceiling at the moment. Like, he's maxed out a little bit. You know, we're relying on him heavily. And Gabriel Jesus, I'm sorry, but I have to throw in the white towel with Gabriel Jesus. You know, it's like when Drago knocked out Apollo. You know, the brother, you got to throw the towel in now. And we know what happened to Apollo. I'm not saying that to Jesus. Jesus, as a squad player, play him off the right, start him up front sometimes, play him behind the striker. If Jesus is leading the line for this team all season, forget it. Forget it, mate. He's turning up to a gunfight with a Super Soaker 500. He'll wet your head a little bit, mate. That's all he's going to do. These men are licking off shotguns. Haaland and them, man. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. Pep knew what he was doing. Oh, yeah, take him. He's won 4 leagues. He plays for Brazil. Just give us 45 million. He's yours. And you've realised the car's got a dodgy engine. He's not a striker. He's not a striker. He's a false 9. Good link-up played. Probably be good with a striker up front. But we've got a serious problem with our attack. Serious problem. The only reason we're in the title race at the moment is because of our defence. The 2 centre-backs and Rice. Rice has just had one of his worst games, by the way, tonight. Quietly, because a lot of other players played worse than him. Declan Rice tonight, I think he thought he was still playing for West Ham. I don't know what the hell that was. Something ain't right. I think a lot of these players think they're better than what they are. A lot of these players came from smaller clubs. No disrespect, I'm just being honest. A lot of these players came from smaller clubs. They've come to Arsenal, big money, international call-ups, social media numbers go up, fans are fanboying them. I'm thinking about people like Ben White. No one really spoke about him, wasn't in the England squad, was at Brighton, comes to Arsenal, he's in the England squad. You're a multi-millionaire, you're on 120 grand a week, you're getting a new contract, the fans love him. Now you've got the ego. Last season you played like a very good player. This season you think you're a very good player. And now you're getting found out. Now you're getting found out. He doesn't look like he can defend this season. Ben White. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. Gabriel and Saliba are literally babysitting the 2 fullbacks. Saliba's trying to babysit Ben White and Gabriel's trying to babysit Zinchenko. And Declan Rice was at centre-back at times today. I thought Declan Rice was playing in a back three. I said, what the hell's this guy doing so far back? But the two fullbacks are all over the place. We need to have uncomfortable conversations. This is Arsenal, bro. This ain't Brighton, Ben White. This ain't Brighton, Trossard. This is meant to be a big club with big standards. You got to win trophies. I like Arteta, what he's built over the last year or so. But I'm not here to keep saying, oh, unlucky. Oh, unlucky, go again next year. We ain't got time for that. Pep's here, Klopp's here. Got to win trophies, man. 200 million. Got to win trophies. This is why I say this guy's arrogance of throwing away the League Cup, and over the years we've thrown away the FA Cup, is completely wrong and disrespectful in my view. Because if you're not good enough to win the Prem and the Champions League, go and win us an FA Cup. Let us go to Wembley and beat someone at Wembley and lift some silverware and build up to it. He's just trying to win the jackpot straight away. You've gone from being broke, you're trying to win the jackpot. Build up, walk before you can run, man. You're not ready to win the Champions League yet or the Prem. Listen, I hope I'm completely wrong and we go and win the title and this guy becomes a hero. But I feel like he's trying to run before he can walk. I said before, the problem you've got with Arteta may become a great manager. He may not, but he may do. The problem you've got is he is going to have to do his apprenticeship at Arsenal. That's the biggest problem. This manager's doing his apprenticeship at Arsenal. You do your studying, college, university, whatever, then you do your apprenticeship. During your apprenticeship, you learn how to do the job, right? You've qualified to do the job, but you've never been out there in the field. Now you're working. You know what I mean? You got to, and he's doing his apprenticeship at Arsenal. When you're doing your apprenticeship, you're going to make mistakes. You make mistakes at the top level, they are costly. Trust me, Pep Guardiola sitting in his yard tonight going, yo, I've just had one of the worst runs of form I've ever had at Manchester City. I've had no Kevin De Bruyne for half a season. Haaland's been injured the last 2 or 3 weeks. If they win their game in hand, they go above us on goal difference. We couldn't take advantage of one of their worst runs of form. And we haven't exactly been playing the big teams the last few weeks. It's not like we played City and... When are we going to win the league? I always say this question. Do you believe we can win the title with Mikel Arteta in charge? That is my question. Whether it's this season, whether it's next season, whether it's in 3 seasons. Do you believe Arteta wins Arsenal the league? I've always said, and I hope he does, but I don't think he can. I don't see how a guy can come out of Manchester City's training ground as assistant manager and overcome Pep Guardiola, who's one of the greatest managers we've ever seen. And behind him, you've got Jurgen Klopp, who is an unbelievable manager, by the way. Unbelievable. He's won every single trophy at Liverpool. He's spent similar amounts of money to Arteta. So my question is always, if you don't believe he can win the title, why is he still in the job if he can't win it? It's uncomfortable. And listen, you know, on Twitter, they'll be crying. I've put the tweets out already. They'll be crying in the comments, but I don't care. I want us to win. I'm sick of seeing these performances. Saw these last season. Southampton 3-3 at home. Timid performance. Sitting there at half-time. No substitutions. No changes at half-time. Why? How much more of Trossard playing like that did he need to see before he dragged him off the pitch? Every single person watched that Drossard, we're calling him, from him tonight. He got, 70-odd minutes? Martinelli running around like a headless chicken. They might as well have put Win the Dog on the left wing. How much time do you want to see him run the ball out of play before you drag him off? Shocking. Shocking. Let me read out your super chats. They're mounting up. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. African Giant, I did say the results you were having aren't sustainable. Fulham drew a result as well. They've lost their last few. What has ESR done? If you ain't playing ESR, just sell him. Honestly, get the money in and buy a striker. It's pointless. Manager don't trust him. If you're not playing him, sell him. It's pointless. Would Daishi take Zinchenko on loan? Listen, mate, you see what I did last night, mate? Nearly beat Pep. I wouldn't have Zinchenko anywhere near my club. I'd rather have Seamus Coleman. He's way better than Zinchenko. I mean, he takes his time getting here. He's a pensioner, uses his old age pensioner bus pass. But I wouldn't want Zinchenko anywhere near this club. We eat bricks, we eat wood, we eat concrete. I've just had some glass for a late night snack. Tom says, agree, bruv. Jesus is not that guy. He's never been that guy, unfortunately. Sniper said everyone who had a pay rise has gone backwards. It's a great point. Ben White, new deal, worse. Odegaard, worse. Saka, worse. Martinelli, worse. Saliba's the only one. Saliba got better. I think Ramsdale signed a new contract, then he got rid of him. Jesus at 9 has me crying to bring on Eddie. It got so bad when Eddie was coming on, I sort of smiled a little bit inside. Do you know the level of desperation that is? He then came on the pitch and just gave the ball away. Raekwon the chef, Saka has stagnated, Martinelli has, Trossard hasn't improved, and Jesus hasn't improved. I know I'm harping on here. We're kind of doing a bit of Arsenal therapy here, but I said there's a reason Saka signed a 4-year deal with no option. Saka was saying to himself, in 2 years, if you're not where you need to be, I'll go. Trust me on that one. And I don't know that, but you can just see it. Everybody was signing, 4-year deal, 1-year option. 5-year deal, 1-year option. Arsenal, he said 4 years, no option. You ain't getting an option. It's me. I'm in control. 2 years' time, Saka will go, who plays right wing for Manchester City? They don't really have an out-and-out right winger, really. Now that Mahrez has left, sometimes Foden goes there. Sometimes Doku. They're both probably... I'm telling you, don't be surprised. He signed that contract for a reason because he knew, I'm happy here, but there's an escape clause if things aren't going right. David said exactly, Jesus doesn't even believe he will score. Jesus doesn't even look like he wants to try and score. That's what's concerning me. I'd rather see a striker shooting, hits the bar, keeper saves it, skies one, puts one wide. Don't get me wrong, I'd still be screaming down the yard. But I'd have more respect for you, bro. That's what strikers are there for. You're the leader. You're hiding. You're hiding on the pitch. I had so much respect for that Martin Odegaard performance. You might go on channels tonight and he might get ripped. They might say, oh, not good enough. Gave the ball away, too many touches. And I understand that. I've got more respect for Martin Odegaard tonight than I have in a long time. Because he said, give me the ball. Every single time, give it me, give it. He probably touched the ball more than any other player tonight. Stood up as a captain. He's not going to shout at people. He's just not that captain. If you want someone to shout, change the captain. But at least he said, I'm going down fighting with this ship. What was Gabriel Jesus doing? Where was his shots as our striker? 45 million, 200 grand a week, Brazilian international, Premier League winner. Where was his chest to say, give me the ball, let me get us in this game? What was Martinelli doing? Running around like a headless chicken. Saka, they had him figured out from the moment that game started. He looked like they had him on lock. Trossard was ridiculously poor. Rice was basically in defence. Zinchenko at this point, like I said, I'm not even blaming him anymore. It's the manager's fault. And Ben White looks like he just can't be bothered to play football. His body language and his ego at the moment is horrific. But we can't replace him. Because look at that bench. Who are you dragging him out? You got to play Cedric at right back. It's probably even worse. I'd drop about 4 or 5 players, but you can't. I don't know if you can. You don't trust some of them and some aren't good enough. David said, how does an attacker replacing Zinchenko look defensively more solid? KDB about to wake up from hibernation. Like I said, City win the game and they go above us. De Bruyne's back, Haaland's back. It's like chasing Usain Bolt in lane 8. Yeah, it's just, once he kicks into his stride, mate, you're done. KR said, after 19 games, we're exactly at the halfway point. Our top scorer in the league has 5 goals. Even McTominay has 5. I actually think it's unbelievable that we are where we are in the league, considering our attack. Yorkshire gunner Martinelli looking like Darren Huckabee. I saw Darren Huckabee play a few times at Forest, actually. I think that's a disrespect on Huckabee at the moment. And Ricky said, need a more experienced manager with their own ideas. Can't better a guy with the same tactics. If you're copying your mate's homework, guess what? You're going to get the same mark. And at the moment, he ain't even copying the homework properly. So he's actually getting a worse mark. He's got to figure out his own ideas, man. This apprenticeship, he's not going to go now. Unless you're going to go for Zidane, but I don't think Zidane is a mid-season sort of. You can give him till the end of the season. You've got to back him in January, give him till the end of the season, and if we're getting top 4 with no trophy and no real serious title challenge, you've got to look elsewhere. I'm afraid. I don't mind if you're the biggest Arteta fan in the world or not. Regardless, 4.5 years, bro. 700 million plus. You're talking about $750 million. And we still don't look that good. I'm still looking at El Neni on the Arsenal bench. And Cedric. We're about to hit 2024 and I'm seeing El Neni and Cedric and Kivior and Ketia in 2024. And Edu's just won Sporting Director of the Year. And I'm seeing El Neni, Kivior and Ketia and Cedric. You might as well bring Rob Holding back at this rate. And Bellerin. Like, what kind? That's not a serious bench. Come on, man. You're meant to get better. Progressive improvement. This ain't good enough. Since Wenger's left, we got Emery. He struggled at Arsenal. First season was good, but he missed out. Why don't we go for the blockbuster manager? Why don't we try and get Zidane? Why don't we try and get Ancelotti? Or what? You know, there's names out there. Mancini. Or do you go for De Zerbi? I don't know. You can throw names around all you like, but we need to stop acting like we're padlocked and chained up to Arteta. We finished 5th the season before he moved in. We weren't exactly, 15th in the league and couldn't go anywhere. But these owners won't get rid of him because he will defend them all the time. He will put up with whatever money they give him to spend in the market. He'll keep his mouth shut. And he's got a good enough system and team to get top 4. So they're not going to want him to go. They're going to say, you know what? You work for us. You don't moan. You are like a mini Wenger. You'll get top 4 and you'll keep your mouth shut. Big up Marcel. Listen, the game's the game. I'm not hiding, bro. Real talk, I'm not. He's a big Liverpool fan. Big up yourself. We deserve that. My friend just messaged me a similar thing. The Hammers. Fair play to West Ham. I'm not taking any credit away from them. I actually think they deserve to win that game. We looked like we were never going to score. They scored a great header. Sucker punched us on the break. It's a Moisey masterclass. And it's embarrassing. Listen, people, I'm going to round up. Wenger's history gained in blind faith. Mikel Arteta has none. You're right. Bobby and Liberty said Vibes Cartel settings need real bad man 9 up front. Trust me, man. Gaza settings, people. Right now, we're moving touristy, man. I'm telling you. Got some soft players, man. I don't mean running around putting challenges in. I mean in mentality. Zinchenko and Jesus have won titles. Where's your leadership qualities to lead this group and say, I've won the league. This is how we get it. Odegaard's been at Madrid. Trossard plays for Belgium. Good national team. I don't see enough killer instinct. We're too nice. We're too nice. This team will hug you, man. They wouldn't fight you, I'm telling you. Listen, you know what time it is tomorrow, people. 2 p.m. Frost said, these men are so weak. If we ever win a trophy, we won't be able to lift it. They probably dropped the trophy on their foot. Oh, Raya actually saved the penalty. Declan Rice gave it away. Listen, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for your great support tonight. 2 p.m. tomorrow, Arsenal Therapy. Beaten 2-0 by West Ham at home. David Moyes masterclass. Declan Rice might be thinking, I signed for the wrong club here. Kroenkes, if you don't spend big in January, this season is going to crumble very quick. Take care, everyone. Arsenal Therapy, 2 p.m. tomorrow. Bless.